Ladies and gentlemen, it is football time in Texas.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com, this is Howe Bulldogs Football. Howe Bulldogs Football, brought to you by Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Howe Athletic Booster Club, Tech Wave, and Meacham State Farm.
Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Independent Financial, Michelle Castle Guild Mortgage, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, GCEC, and Realty Group. Attorney Micah Belden.
Call the nurse. It's 4th down and 1. Grab the Tylenol. Here we go.
Also brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, Corfit's Gym, Quick Check Convenience Stores, Robertson Welding Services, Hit Exteriors LLC, Goodfellas Barbershop, Bucksnort Barbecue.
Over the middle in the end zone, it's caught for a touchdown. Ryan Huff. It is touchdown time in Texas.
Also brought to you by Knight Furniture, Don's Smokehouse, Rapid Electric, 4A Automotive, Douglas Propane, and the $1 Million Athlete.
It's a Haley's Comet for the first time in his career.
Now let's open the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party and join the voice of the Howe Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Another long road trip and another matchup with an East Texas powerhouse. Mineola has their sights set on the playoffs, and Howe just desperately wants to end the 19-game losing skid. It's Howe at Mineola, and it's football time in Texas.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at ShermanCriminalLawyer.com.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service tailgate party. Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's seniors.
This week's Senior Spotlight, we're joined with Jared Grisham. Your dad played for the Howe Bulldogs. How much does he talk about his old playing days?
He talks about it quite a bit, mainly when he wants to give us inspiration.
So you had an injury last year. What was that injury?
I tore my labrum completely off my bone at the beginning of the season and just played the whole year with it. Didn't know it was torn off till after we got the MRI after the last game.
Now, you attended a camp this summer at Oklahoma OU. What was that experience like?
Just showed no matter how big you think there's someone always bigger or just about the same size, but just never give up.
You primarily played defense. What do you expect to see from Mineola tonight?
Probably good things, probably bad things. We don't know until we see it.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll continue with Jaron Grisham.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrEdInsurance.com.
Now, Jaron, your brother is Howe's all-time leading rusher. How cool is that?
It's pretty cool, but then people see me as a lineman and they're like, what?
So your senior year, it's been a tough one so far. Lots of emotions after last week's game. Talk about that.
We just wanted to get the win so bad. It was right in our reach, and at the last 7 minutes, it just slipped away.
Coach Simmons talked to the team last week. What was his message?
Talking about how the past Bulldogs, how everyone here is really good, supposed to be very strong, will, no matter what gets in their way, they just go through it.
Mineola, long bus ride against a good team. How do you get the win?
Play better, play smarter, play faster, harder.
All right, that's Jaron Grisham, our Senior Spotlight.
Today's Senior Spotlight is brought to you by Ed Meacham State Farm. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
This is Coach Davey Dubose, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Jody and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletics, girls and boys, middle school and high school. Good luck to all the Howe teams in the coming school year.
This is Coach Jay. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and become a member today. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. Today's District 5 3A Division I Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
Now let's join the blizzard. Blake Burnett with the District 5 3A Division I Roundup.
Howdy y'all, and welcome to the District Roundup. As the season only has 3 weeks left, these last few games are very important as who will get into the playoffs. As of right now, there is 5 teams fighting for 4 spots. Mount Vernon and Pottsboro are both undefeated in district play and looking to be setting up the district championship game next Friday night. The standings going into week 9 of the high school football season in District 5, Division I 3A. We have Mount Vernon in first place at 7-0 on the season and 4-0 in district. Pottsboro right now is in second place at 4-2 on the season and 4-0 in district. Mineola would be in third place at 3-4 on the season and 2-2 in district. Bonham at fourth place at 3-4 on the season and 2-2 in district. Winsboro is 4-3 on the season, 2-2 in district. Range 2-4 on the season, 1-3 in district. Commerce 2-5 on the season, 1-3 in district. And Howe is 0-7 on the season and 0-4 in district. This is with all the correct tiebreakers and how the district stands right now heading into tonight's action. The one thing is Winsboro has more wins than Mineola and Bonham, but Mineola beat both Bonham and Winsboro, and Bonham beat Winsboro. So that's how that 3, 4, and 5 is playing out right now. Mount Vernon will take on Winsboro tonight. Mount Vernon beat Bonham 56-0 last week. Winsboro beat Range 48-26 last week. Pottsboro will travel to take on Bonham. Pottsboro beat Mineola 42-14 last week. Bonham lost to Mount Vernon 56-0 last week. Range will travel to Commerce. Range lost to Winsboro 48-26 last week. Commerce beat Howe 31-21 last week. Howe will travel to take on Mineola. Howe lost to Commerce 31-21 last week. Mineola lost to Pottsboro 42-14 last week. So that's the 4 games we got tonight. Hope we have a safe week of football this week and everyone safe travels to the games, and hope the players show good sportsmanship and enjoy playing the game. Best of luck to all the kids competing tonight. That's all we got for the District Roundup.
Today's District 5 3A Division I Roundup is brought to you by Don's Smokehouse.
Don's Smokehouse is located in downtown Howe and is a full-service butcher shop.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company, NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Welcome to the Buffalo Wild Wings Coach's Corner. Now let's join Monty Walker with Howe Bulldogs head coach Bill Jaley.
All right, Coach, last week's game looked like the night. Yeah, you had a lead going to the fourth, and this looked like it was going to be the night for the kids.
Yeah, kids played great. Defensively, outstanding all night long. The last 7 minutes of the game was kind of a heartbreak. Kids played good. I mean, they gave everything they had. When you look at the last 7 minutes on film, it was just little things kind of reverting to some of the old habits that we've been trying to break. And kids are kids. They get in a game, and a lot of them are going two ways, so fatigue sets in a little bit too. But you take those last 6 minutes off the game, and it's a different game. But number 11, when he came in at quarterback, was a pretty good athlete and was very, very fast, the way he could change directions.
Yeah, kudos to your defense. Gave up only 62 yards at the half. That's pretty impressive. Offense on the other side of the ball, now ranked fourth all-time in Howe history as far as yards per game. That's 200 more per game than a year ago. What's the biggest difference there?
The biggest difference, I believe, in our offense this year, I mean, it started back in November of last year from an offensive standpoint. All through the spring or winter, spring, summer, the kids were coming in, we were throwing routes. We knew we wanted to go to an RPO game where we knew we could really establish a great thing with Austin being able to read and make his throws. We always knew we had good receivers with Huff, McNutt, Cooper, and we knew Carson was going to be a good running back for us. So it kind of all the pieces of the puzzle kind of came together, and Coach Cater came in, and I kind of explained to him this is what I wanted. I wanted an RPO game with an established running game, and he put his little tweaks into it as well, and it's worked out great for us. We're very good at the skill position, but again, I also got to give kudos to our offensive line. I know we've mentioned it in the past. We're sophomore, freshman, senior, and the way they've grown over the year they're getting better and better each week. There's some weeks where they're facing some offensive or defensive linemen that are just huge, and they're doing a good job with it. So, from an offensive side, I mean, the future's very bright because I think there's only 2 seniors graduating off the offense this year. So.
After the game, lots of emotions, some tears from some seniors. How do you keep them motivated and keep going for the last 3?
I mean, it's a challenge from a coaching staff, but we just keep telling them, fight the grind, trust the process, believe, because they're playing as hard as they could. I mean, the ball just hasn't bounced our way in a couple games. In my opinion, we're about 5 plays away from being, having 4 wins this year. We're a couple bad bounces against Callisburg, a couple bad things against Weatherford Christian, Brains and Commerce, same thing. So the kids are doing a great job. They come to practice every day enthused. They come to practice every day to work hard. Do we have to get on them every once in a while? Yeah, we do. But they do believe that they can compete, and that's the biggest thing right now.
We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about Mineola.
Get to B-Dubs on Thursdays for buy one, get one free boneless wings. Or as we like to say, 100% more wings. That's right. When you buy boneless wings on Thursdays, you get the same amount of wings for $0.00. Basically, the second order is 100% off. So get here for buy one, get one free boneless wings on Boneless Thursdays. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar! Buy one, get one of equal value free. Dine in at participating locations. Takeout is limited and may vary by location. Size exclusions may apply while supplies last. Limit 1 offer per customer. Not valid with any other coupon.
Coach, we're getting close to that all-important snapshot, enrollment snapshot, and this is whether Howe has a chance to stay in Division I or actually move down to Division II. Are you hearing anything? We're getting close.
I really believe if our number stays where we're at right now, we'll be down in Division II. I firmly believe that. It is played, as I'm putting together our non-district schedule for next year, it's already played a factor in some of the teams that we had on our non-district schedule for next year. All the coaches have agreed we don't need to schedule those games because we believe we're going to be in the same district.
So right now, all signs are pointing to us going down, which is great. But again, you're always at the mercy of the UIL. You never know what they're going to do.
So the all-important question for this week, how's the health of the team?
We're hurting right now from a varsity standpoint. We're going to have 5 starters out this week, and a lot of people don't realize when you have 5 starters out, it's really 10 starters because most of the kids go both ways. We got 5 good ones that will not be playing this week. Number 1 being Austin Haley. He's out this week with a shoulder injury. He should be back for next week, but we're resting him this week. Carson Daniels will be out with a mild concussion. Ethan Lopez got hurt in the last part of the game last week. He'll be out this week. Wesley Inge at corner is 50-50 right now, and Bryce Crosby is out this week due to an ankle injury. So kind of redirecting what we're doing offensively a little bit, but we believe in it. We believe in what we're doing, and the kids like what we're doing offensively this week. Is your playbook goes from this, and you got to kind of condense it down and put little tweaks in when your quarterback's out and your running back's out. You got to do little things differently, but kids like it, and we're having fun doing it. And that's the biggest thing. Like when you go back to the previous question, 3 weeks left in the season, we're going to do what we do, and we're going to have fun doing it.
Dawson Pendergrass, Mineola's running back, probably one of the best in all of 3A state of Texas. You'll face him tonight. I would imagine, and just curious, I would imagine you just try to stop him and maybe let them beat you over the top. What do you do there with that kid?
He's a very good football player. I mean, when Travion Snee graduated last year, you were like, whew, thank God. But then 22 steps on the field, and he is just as big and is just as fast. And when he's on the field, Mineola is a different team. When he's playing, he's a different team. He's been banged up a little bit the last couple weeks, but he is definitely a difference maker when he's on the field. You got to stop the run when he's on the field. Whether he's at running back or a quarterback, you got to worry about what he's doing. They like to put him out at wide receiver and throw it up to him. So, you got to play to stop the run, and you got to play to make sure they don't beat you over the top. But if they do get us over the top, that's our game plan in a sense. But, what our kids did last week on defense was the best game they played all year long, so we're not tweaking too much because we think we kind of found a rhythm for them, and we're going to kind of roll with that a little bit. But, you got to stop 22 in the middle, and he can run the ball.
Today's Coach's Corner has been brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. Bucksnortbbq.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there. Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores. Now let's join Monty Walker with the Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor.
The Howe Bulldogs are 6-3-1 on games played on October the 22nd. The first game was played in 1937 when Howe lost on the field at Bulldogs Stadium to Pilot Point 8-6. However, Pilot Point had to forfeit the game for using ineligible players. In 1958, Howe was blanked by Gunner 42-0 and beat South Maid 20-6 the following year. Howe beat Prosper 8-6 in 1965 when Jimmy Billy returned a punt 50 yards for the score, and the winning two-point conversion was carried over by Gary Moody. In 1971, Howe beat Prosper 19-12 behind scores by Gary Gray, Donald Pierce, and a Roger Langford Vince Hash hookup. In 1976, Howe lost to Van Alstyne 26-2, but beat Tom Bean in 1982 44-0. That night, Scott Taylor threw for one touchdown and rushed for two more. In 1993, Howe tied Aubrey 20-20 at home, and in 2004 lost at Gunner 34-6. The Bulldogs won big on this date in 2010 as they beat Ponder on the road 43-10 with Chase Fountain throwing for 4 touchdown passes. Howe is 0-2 overall against Mineola. Both games were vastly different as the first matchup was in the third round of the playoffs in 2016. Howe took the Yellowjackets to the wire 21-7 that night and may have been Howe's greatest team in school history. Last year, things unraveled quickly and Howe lost 70-7.
Today's Howe Bulldogs Flux Capacitor is brought to you by Quick Check Convenience Stores.
Quick Check Convenience Stores, moving small towns forward. Family owned and operated in North Texas since 1977.
You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225. If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics.
Intercepted! Wesley Edge at the 45-yard line. Where it's going to be intercepted. Austin Haley picks it off at the 9-yard line. Haley wants to throw deep down the right side. Scott Huff. He makes the catch. Huff trying to get away. Austin Haley is now the all-time leading passer in Howe Bulldogs history.
It's time to fire up the bus and take an East Texas road trip to the Tall Pines and the Big Traditions.
It's the 3A Division I state championship game between the Mineola Yellowjackets and the Yokon Bulldogs.
Can the Dogs compete without their all-time leading passer and leading tackler? We're about to find out. Here we go. Live from Meredith Memorial Stadium in Mineola, Texas. It's the Howe Bulldogs and the Mineola Yellowjackets. And it's football time in Texas.
Today's scene setter is brought to you by Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, proud partner of Bulldogs Athletics. You're listening to the Robertson Welding Service Tailgate Party. On the Howe Enterprise Sports webcast from HoweEnterprise.com. This is Howe Bulldogs football. Football time in Texas is just moments away. Now, with the call of the game, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Monty Walker.
Good evening and welcome to Mineola, Texas, Meredith Memorial Stadium over here. Nice looking facilities, Justin White. Kind of a bowl look to it, surrounded in trees, an East Texas feel, and this is a beautiful, gorgeous facility over here.
Yeah, if you had to paint a field or picture a field that describes East Texas, that's what it is here. You got the as you said, the trees in the background here. It's kind of in the ground here a little bit, like I said, kind of a hole. And right here off the highway, you can see the lights from far away. It's a great East Texas looking stadium.
I just love stadiums like this. We're going to talk to Carson Grogan in a moment. He'll kind of paint the picture and the scene for us. And one thing he might talk about is what color are they? Are they orange? Are they citrus? Are they dark red? What are they over here? They got so many different shades. I guess the sun could do that to a stadium. I don't know. We'll talk to Carson there in just a little bit. But tonight is all, unfortunately, it's all about injuries for the Howe Bulldogs. Lots of them. And a lot of changes on offense. Howe comes in with the 4th-ranked offense in school history as far as yards per game is concerned. It's going to be difficult to capture and stay on pace with that tonight, as Austin Haley will not be in action tonight. He had a small tear in his shoulder. He says maybe it's not the end of the year, maybe it's not season ending. He's a tough kid. He's going to try to get back for Bonham. But the basketball coach was saying, nope, looks like you're done. Of course, the baseball coach is on the staff down there too, and the baseball coach is probably like, you just need to, sit out.
Just go ahead and call it a season.
Right, but Haley wants to be out there, and but he will not see action tonight. So the Howe Bulldogs will make some changes at quarterback. Caleb McNutt will get play at quarterback, and also Cooper Jones will get some snaps at quarterback tonight as well. So Haley, last week, your all-time leading passer. Congratulations to him. He moves ahead of Chase Fountain on the all-time list and picks up the yards needed to do so. Did that with that pass to Ryan Huff in the 4th quarter. What a 4th quarter that was. Howe had a 7-3 lead going into it, and all of a sudden, bam, there's a lot of points, and Howe didn't get all of them.
Yeah, that was a game I've told people about here during the week, and when you tell them at the end of the 3rd quarter it was 7-3 and the final score was 31-21, it's like it was almost like it was 2 different ball games.
Yeah, check your defense at the 3rd quarter, right, or at the 4th quarter. Also, not playing tonight, Ethan Lopez. You might remember in that game last week, he turned his ankle, so he's got a boot on with a sprained ankle, so he will not have see action tonight. Bryce Crosby has a turned ankle. He will not see action tonight. Let's see. Who else? Let's go on right down the line. My goodness. There's Brandon. Wesley Inge has an injury, but he said yesterday he's going to go.
Okay.
So let's talk to Blizzard for the first time tonight. Blake, give us some your thoughts for tonight. Hang on one second.
My thoughts here tonight for the Howe Bulldogs and the Mineola Yellowjackets, which we do talk about how they're orange and they're Yellowjackets. I don't get how that works out.
Right.
I don't know how that works, but this stadium, as Justin said, lovely. The Howe Bulldogs have to come out and want to compete tonight, want to be out there and want to win the ball game. That's the one thing they need to look forward to tonight.
One player that I failed to mention a moment ago, Carson Daniels, will not play tonight. Mild concussion from a week ago. How could you forget Carson Daniels? That's a huge loss for the Bulldogs. So coming up from the JV, you saw him several weeks ago, but Antoine Rattler back on the varsity roster, and he will see action tonight in the backfield, and he'll take a lot of those snaps that Carson Daniels will not get tonight. And let's see, some new faces on the defense as well. We'll get to that in a moment, but Ethan Mayo getting the start on defense. He got brought up from JV, and he'll get his first, not only his first action, but his first start tonight. He's a sophomore. And Ryan Huff, we said last week he was going to see a lot of time at the joker position in the box, and we made such a big deal about, loving that situation of having Ryan Huff in the box. And he got one snap last week on defense. So, but he's going to start tonight at free safety. So
moving him all over.
Yeah, a lot of people move all over the place on defense, and that has been the one consistency, is that everybody moves everywhere over the past 4 years on defense. So I tell you what, while we're thinking about that, let's go over the hit exterior starting lineup. And which one do you want to do? I'll let you pick.
You know what? I'll do Mineola. Since there's so many things going on Howe's side of the ball as far as changes, if you want to highlight some of that stuff. I know you already have a little bit, but I'll let you do Howe.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
The Howe offense up front will be Luciano Vasquez. The left guard is Clay White. Now, they moved Riddle and White back to their original positions that they were prior to last week. Last week they flipped them, but now they're back. Clay White at left guard. Malin Walker, the sophomore, having a great year at center. Charlie Vera, the freshman, right guard, and the right tackle, Michael Riddle, the sophomore. Split out wide at the X position since McNutt will be quarterback. Will be Ryan Huff over there, split out wide to the left. And with McNutt and Jones alternating at quarterback some tonight, we don't know who will get the majority of the snaps, but both working there, and both will see time there. But Jones, the sophomore, he has 4 carries for -2 yards on the season. I would imagine that'll change a whole lot tonight, as he'll get a lot of carries if he's at quarterback. McNutt on the season in the air, and Cooper Jones hasn't thrown a pass yet this year. He might throw one tonight or more. McNutt, 1 out of 3 on the season passing, 1 interception and 60 yards. That was a 60-yard touchdown, and that was Ethan Lopez, I believe, at the Rugged Red is where we saw that. And then Landon Duty will be split out wide to the right, and he will take Huff's spot as Huff moves over to the other side. And in the slot tonight will be Caleb Warman, and we saw a lot of speed from him last week on that jet sweep. I think we might see some of that tonight. Warman doesn't have a catch, doesn't have a carry, because that jet sweep got wiped out by the penalty last week, so officially no carries. But and then taking Carson Daniels' spot tonight will be Antoine Rattler, 16 carries on the season, 43 yards and a touchdown. He has 1 reception for -4 yards. So Rattler, if Howe's going to compete and try to win this football game tonight, it's going to have to be a big game by Antoine Rattler, one would think. And playing the other slot on the far side will be Caleb McNutt, and you'll also see Colin Murphy in that situation. So that's your hit exterior starting lineup for the Howe offense.
Okay. I'll do the Mineola defense in that case. Let's go to the starting lineup. For the defensive line, Julian Ramos, a senior, Isaiah Gardner, a junior, Nate Griffin, a senior, and then DJ Newsom on the defensive line. Those are some big boys up front. We'll talk about here in a second. There a lot of beef there on that front line.
I'll tell you what, I was talking to Malin Walker. He's got his hands full tonight with Nate Griffin and Isaiah Gardner.
I know. And
hands full tonight.
And Ramos coming off the edge will be no easy task there. Linebackers, Coy Anderson, the leading tackler on this Mineola defense team, 80 solo tackles, 2 sacks on the season. He's playing at linebacker. Middle linebacker is Drew Robertson, the senior, and then Adam Blaylock, also a junior. He'll play the outside linebacker. In the secondary, the 2 cornerbacks are Caleb Redding, who's a freshman, and then Jamarcus Kennedy, a junior. Free safety is TJ Moreland. He also plays quarterback.
And he's a great basketball player, too.
He really is. And then the guy you'll hear tonight a lot, and of course he's banged up a little bit. It'll be interesting to see how much he plays. But Dawson Pendergrass, who is playing free safety, or strong safety, comes in 5 interceptions on the season. He is a legitimate D1 athlete. It'll be fun to watch.
There'll be some scouts here tonight. That's another thing that the Howe Bulldogs may need to play for. There's some athletes for Howe that there are going to be some D1 scouts in the house tonight. So maybe that'll give them some extra, incentive to play well tonight. Give some extra effort. For the Howe Bulldogs on defense, up front will be Malin Walker, the sophomore, Jaron Grisham, the senior, and Landon Duty, the junior. The linebackers tonight will be Luis Gonzalez and Aiden Burris, as Carson Daniels is out. The joker is Colin Murphy. He'll get the start. He's a sophomore. Ethan Mayo will get a start at linebacker tonight. His first start, his first varsity action. He's a sophomore. It says senior on the board there. I should say sophomore there, Justin. My mistake. Caleb McNutt, the senior, will play strong safety. The free safety will be Ryan Huff, the junior. And the cornerbacks tonight, Wesley Inge and Caleb Warman. Now, if Inge can't go, because he was 50-50, Rattler was going to see a lot of time at cornerback tonight. But the Bulldogs really need Wesley Inge to step on the field, and he said yesterday that he's ready to do so. So that's your starting defense for Howe.
All right, let's go to the starting lineup for the offensive lineup for Mineola. On the offensive line, DJ Newsom playing left tackle. Bryson Myers, a sophomore, playing left guard. Their center is Isaiah Gardner. Right guard is Nate Griffin, and right tackle is Stephen O'Gary. Ex-receiver is J.J. Gandy. Comes in with 6 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. Their slot, Brady Shroom, one of their speedsters on this Mineola team. 8 catches, 142 yards, 3 touchdowns. Xavier Lipscomb is at slot receiver. He's a freshman. Caleb Redding at fullback, 83 carries, 340 yards. Dawson Pendergrass, probably the best running back in the district. Again, we talked about him being a big-time
probably
college
one of the better running backs in the state of Texas in Class 3A.
Absolutely. And he's all of it. He's about 6'2", 200, 220. I mean, he's a big-sized kid. He's only a junior. And then leading the quarterback at quarterback is T.J. Moreland. He is a junior, 23 for 46, 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions on the season. 21 carries, 48 yards running the ball with 1 touchdown. And that's your starting lineup for the Mineola Yellowjackets.
For some of those old Howe Bulldog fans, when we talk about Dawson Pendergrass, and you can think back, if you're a Bulldog fan from about the 1997-98 era, you can think of, in comparison to Dawson Pendergrass, somebody like Nathaniel Falls, very similar type back, very tall, lean, very fast. Just very similar. Really? Nathaniel Falls and Dawson Pendergrass look like almost the same kid. So we're going to take a quick time out. It's homecoming here at Mineola. We do a lot of those homecoming games. We're going to take a really quick time out, and we'll be back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a Bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
We're going to speak for the first time tonight down on the field. Carson Grogan is right in the middle of this beautiful stadium over here. Carson, what do you got?
Yeah, a very beautiful. Y'all got me?
Yes.
Okay. A very beautiful stadium down here in Mineola with all these trees around us. I feel like I'm in Arkansas, but we are in East Texas, so it's basically Arkansas. So, just like y'all said earlier with the different colors of orange, down here on the field, end zone, and out in the red zone area, I get a honey mustard, neon orange feel. And then I look at the score, it's like twice as dark. And then you come over to the stands, and you can tell these stands have been here a while. The faded orange, very faded orange.
Yeah, it's very citrusy. Honey, I didn't think of honey. Honey mustard's a pretty good description of the end zone. Honey mustard, yellow jacket end zone. So temperature tonight, what do we got?
Temperature night, actually a very nice night here in Mineola. Again, I packed preparing for it to be a little chilly, but no. Right now, low 70s, and as the game goes on, we'll go a little into the high 60s, 66, 67, and last weekend, wind was a big factor in the kicking game at Howe, and tonight there is little to no wind out here. There is no movement of the flags.
All right, Carson, thank you. And you're right, there's no wind whatsoever, and that's good. Anytime we're outdoors, and we haven't mentioned that yet, we are outdoors tonight on the in the visiting bleachers, actually just behind the visiting bleachers. they have a little concrete walkway behind the bleachers, and that's where we are. So we have a great view.
We really do.
We really have a great view of the field. We were going to be up on top of the press box, but they only have a ladder getting up there, and we were trying to figure out, okay, how do we get all of our equipment? And the guy says, well, a lot of people, they bring a rope and they hoist it up there. I'm like, I think we're going to go check out the other side.
And that person you were talking to was my cousin.
Is that right?
Yeah, that was him. He goes, he told me, I talked to Monty, and I had to convince him to not go up on the top because he said it's just going to be having to hoist your stuff up the rope. He said, I don't know if that's safe.
When he brought up rope, I thought, okay, we're going to find another alternate option here. So the Mineola fans are screaming about their homecoming queen, apparently. They just announced that. But let's give our opponent overview, which is brought to you by attorney Micah Belden. And Justin, why don't you give us that?
I will. Mineola comes in with a 3-4 record overall, 2-2 in district. They're on a 2-game losing streak right now. Lost to, I believe it was Mount Vernon last week. Was it Mount Vernon last week and Pottsboro the week before, or vice versa? Vice versa. So they're on a 2-game losing streak to two of the best teams, arguably the best teams in the district now. They're in Mount Vernon and Pottsboro. Last week, they're going to be more of a running team. Last week was the first time this season they passed for more yards than running. Pendergrass did not run the ball last week. He's got a banged up shoulder right now, so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with him tonight. How much they play Pendergrass there on offense. Defensive line, they've got a big defensive line, so something the Bulldogs have done a lot is try to run interior and not get around the edges, and they're going to have a tough time tonight trying to get in between some of the beef they have there up in the defensive line. We talked about earlier in the starting lineup, Coy Anderson is their leading tackler. Pendergrass is a ball hawk there at safety with 5 interceptions. They've had 9 takeaways this season, so about a takeaway a game, so it's about maybe a little average, maybe below average. One stat here, Monty, I looked at, I had to kind of double check, was Howe offense actually averages more. Now this is kind of skewed, but Howe actually averages more yardage offensively than Mineola, 343 to 297. Now the Bulldogs
Pendergrass has missed some games.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons, and two, they fumbled a lot. They've got a lot of turnovers.
Yes, and the Bulldogs haven't exactly put that to points either, as far as the yardage. So,
correct.
So that hadn't all translated. So it's a little bit skewed. And I think that's about all I got. Again, 297 average yardage for the Yellowjackets coming in, 71 in the air, 225 on the ground. They are coming in banged up. They've got injuries too. This is the point of the season where you just kind of got to suck it up a little bit, maybe, and hopefully not get out with any more injuries.
They must have a fishing hole over here. I just saw Buck Rose sit down. But Tim Rose, a longtime basketball coach, made his way over here. We just had some people sitting in front of us, so we may have to stand up a little or move. Maybe we can move down a little bit.
Yeah, we can move down.
So we'll give you our Goodfellas Barbershop Howe Bulldogs overview. Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe, specializing in all cuts and styles and straight razor shaves. Experience the old school feel at Goodfellas Barbershop in downtown Howe. So the Howe Bulldogs tonight, the opponent, the Howe Bulldogs overview, basically with all of these individuals out tonight, are going to have to find a way to stay in this football game, which means they're going to have to alternate their game plan a little bit. They're going to have to run the football more than what they generally do. This would be a good night for Carson Daniels to suit up. If he were healthy, I would feel like he'd get a ton of carries tonight. Mm-hmm. Without Carson Daniels in there, Antoine Rattler may get that opportunity to have a ton of carries tonight. Defensively, they're going to have to figure out somehow to contain Dawson Pendergrass, stop the run game, cloud the box, make Moreland, the quarterback, beat you over the top.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what happens with the 3 down linemen. I don't know if that's going to be able to be enough to stop the run game, but we shall see. Maybe they'll get some help from some of the backers in that situation. So that's your Howe Bulldogs overview brought to you by Goodfellas Barbershop. We'll go into our final thought, and let's start with the Blizzard.
My final thought here tonight is that the Bulldogs have to stop TJ Moreland from running the ball. Last year, he killed the Bulldogs on read option plays, and it was not pretty for the Bulldogs when he would pull it on the option keeper. And tonight, the Bulldogs have to be ready for that and keep it under control, and then just stop the run game in general.
Or there's Blizzard with their final thought. I'll go ahead and go with mine. I think at this point of the season, mathematically, you are pretty much almost out of the playoffs here if you already are. And at this point, I say cut loose, have some fun. You've got injuries all over the place. I think at this point right now, I think it's just have fun, and you got nothing to.
Let me go ahead and give you my final thought. We're moving tables because we had somebody sit right in front of us, so we'll see. My final thought tonight: run the ball, kill the clock, get the heck out of East Texas. Try to win a football game.
Trying to get anybody else hurt.
Yeah, you're already struggling. So with injuries, so you don't want to get anybody else hurt. But run the ball, kill the clock, try to win the football game, get the heck out of East Texas, go home, celebrate, lick your wounds, and all that good stuff. We are going to take a quick timeout because we need to move some tables. So we will be right back right after this.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir!
This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
We failed to get Carson Grogan's final thought a moment ago. So, Carson, why don't you go ahead and give us your final thought?
My final thought tonight is that the Bulldogs come in banged up, probably undermanned, but my final thought would be at some point in the game, either be the first quarter or the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, show a little bit of fight. Put up, don't come out of here with a goose egg on the scoreboard. Put up 14, 21, 28. Show that you have life in this football team.
Thank you very much. The Pride of Howe walking by right behind us, headed to the stands. They just got here. Let's go ahead and give you the officials for tonight. They're out of the Tyler chapter. The referee is Gary Guthrie. The umpire, Gene Robertson. The back judge will be Mike Browning. The line judge is Ronald Greer. And the head linesman is Noland Spencer. I talked to the officials earlier before the game. They have not seen either team.
Okay.
Of course, they're from the Tyler chapter, so I was wondering if they had done a game of Mineola yet. They said they have not. As a matter of fact, I mentioned the name Dawson Pendergrass, and they looked at me with a cold stare. So,
like, who's that?
Yeah, so I guess that's good. That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Howe fan, that's good. You don't have the officials being fans or, and knowing a whole lot about Pendergrass, so that's good for Howe. But some of the fans have made their way over here. Your typical, the parents are here, starting to pile in. There's a lot of band folks here too, band parents. Let's talk about the band a little bit. They are headed to the area round. Had a great competition at Salina last week, and the Pride of Howe looks like once again they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the competition year, and they're trying to make it to the place that they don't talk about. And Howe, a 3-time you don't talk about it champion, I guess, but they're trying to head back there again this year, and we wish them the best of luck. And I know the football boys were in support of them over there. They took the trip over to Salina and watched them perform. That's always good to see. Bill Jailing does a great job with that, at getting the the football team to support the band, because the band's always here supporting the football team.
Absolutely. I got a question here, Monty. So last time Bulldogs played Mineola was obviously last year, but before that it was back in 2016 semifinals. Regional?
It was the regional finals. And boy, what a barn burner that was. The gentleman sitting right down there, right in front of us, Tyler Grisham, had an outstanding season that year, became the all-time leading rusher for Howe. And that night it was just electric. Mineola went on to win the state championship, but Howe gave them everything they had that night. Ended up losing 21-7 late in the game. But what an outstanding night that was for Howe fans and the Howe program. But it ended quickly because they went 1-9 the year after that. Here's the national anthem. Oh, that's the school song.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I guess we can talk through that. I hate to do that, but we'll talk through it. The Bulldog head is. We want to thank Wes Robertson and Hunter Brusso. They've kind of turned into our crew this year, taking care of the tunnel. Ever since Winsboro, they've been making the road trips, and we want to thank those. And also Michael Portman has joined the team, and he blew the air horn last week, and he said, man, I blew that sucker a lot. I hope they filled it up, because I put a lot of air, so we'll see what happens if they filled it back up or not. If you don't hear it, that's the reason. But it looks like the cheerleaders for Mineola are on the middle of the field. What a sight this is. It's a beautiful high school football site. I'm going to take a picture of this. What a beautiful high school football site this is. If you love high school football,
this is Friday Night Lights right here.
This is Friday Night Lights. I'm going to post that real quick so y'all can see what I'm talking about. What a great atmosphere it is over here in Mineola, Texas. And we've given you the starting lineups again. We're going to see a different look from the Howe offense. It will be, what we're used to is Haley drops back, throws these routes over to Cooper Jones and McNutt and Ethan Lopez, and spreads it around, and almost all the receivers have the same amount of catches and same amount of yards. That will not be the case tonight. A disruption by injury will have the offense vastly different tonight, and it'll be Cooper Jones and Caleb McNutt at quarterback at times, and you'll have new receivers and new running backs. So trying to keep pace with that 340 yards per game is going to be quite difficult.
I think one positive, though, that you can look at it is that you have the whole offensive line. The offensive line is healthy right now, and they've done a decent job the last few weeks to protect Haley. Hopefully they can do the same here, protecting Jones and Caleb McNutt, giving those guys time to go through their progressions and be able to make a solid throw to their receivers.
We may have to make another adjustment for what we didn't figure. We may have to go in front of this wall at some point in order to see.
Hopefully everybody stands the whole game.
Hopefully that won't happen. The Mineola has an interesting run through. It looked like a big block M. I was trying to figure out, how do they run through that thing? It just looks like the whole thing's aired up and there's nowhere to run out, but obviously there is somewhere. But if you look at it from the other side, it's kind of strange looking.
Huh.
But the Mineola Yellowjackets have their youth cheerleaders forming a victory line in front of the however, Mineola is going to run out of whatever that is. They're going to have a good victory line in front of it with the youth cheerleaders. What a pretty good sight that is. So the crowd piling in over here at Mineola.
This is a long drive.
It's a very long drive.
Let's hope during the next realignment we're not in East Texas.
It's not the most well-lit stadium either.
It's not. We've been in darker stadiums, but it's not very well lit.
Yeah, it's a little bit dark. But not like Lone Oak. Lone Oak, you needed flashlights over
really
there.
Did. I mean, it was. It was hard seeing.
Guys, I think we're going to have to move. I don't know if we have enough time, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see from here. So Mineola comes through their run through. They're going to be in gray jerseys and orange pants with white helmets. And Howe's going to be in white tops, gray bottoms with black helmets, black numbers. And you hear the band from Mineola, and they're a great band also. Mm-hmm. This will be two great band programs tonight battling it out across the way also. So Howe is in their tunnel. Wesley Inge is suited up. We see him in the tunnel. And the cheerleaders are going to lead them out on a victory line. I think without question we're going to have to move, guys.
Yeah.
I can't believe we're going to have to do this. We set up, and here come the Howe Bulldogs coming out of the tunnel. Iron sharpens iron, and a Texas flag and a Bulldog Nation flag, and they'll make it from one side of the field all the way to the other. Let's see if I can figure out which way this stadium faces.
Get the compass out.
So this is a southeast to northwest field, and right now the Bulldogs are in the southeast end zone on a knee, and now they come to the middle of the field, or the sideline rather. Well, maybe that might work.
Yeah, I think they're just waiting for.
So the Bulldogs come to the sideline. We're just about ready for the coin toss, I believe. Carson Grogan will be in the coin toss tonight. We upgraded our mic situation, so it should work better for Carson. We've had some trouble over the past several weeks with the mic and the coin toss, but tonight we think we have it figured out. And here's the prayer.
I pray that you'll be with both teams as we compete tonight, and if there will be no injuries, and I pray for everyone traveling home that we'll just be safe and you'll be with us. In Jesus' name, amen.
And now I think we're ready for our national anthem, and that'll be played by Mineola High School's marching band. And they have their own section over there.
Remain safe, remove your caps, and join us as we honor and as the Mineola High School band plays that.
You can hear the PA announcer reminding everyone to please rise and remove your caps. Beautiful rendition of our national anthem played by the Mineola High School marching band across the way. It ought to be a great night tonight for football. Beautiful night. Getting close to. How's your yard looking over there? Is it turning brown?
It's starting to go a little dormant here.
Is it?
Yeah, so getting ready to say get nighty night to it. What about yours?
Well, I just poured a bunch of fertilizer on it.
Okay.
And because I had the irrigation system put in.
Okay.
So it ripped it up pretty good. So I tried to push it one more time right before, try to get it to cover up all those nasty looking the scar marks in the yard where they dug it up. But
you'll love that irrigation system in the spring when it comes around.
Absolutely. Captains for tonight for Howe will be Clay White. It will be Caleb Warman, Luis Gonzalez, and Ryan Huff. And here's Carson Grogan.
Tell me what you want, you repeat what he said. What do you want, son? Tails? What did he say? Tails is the call. Here we go, gentlemen. Tails is the call. It is heads. You won the option. What do you want to do? You want to receive or you want to defer? You want to defer to 3.5.
So the Howe Bulldogs have decided to defer to the second half.
I think Mineola won the
call. Okay. I thought, what? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah. You heard it. It was just for Mineola.
Okay.
They deferred to the second half.
Okay.
So
because that would have been very shocking to me, but that would be a very typical call for Mineola to do. So, okay, not shocking at all.
Yes.
Apologies. So we're just about ready. It appears Howe's going to get the football first,
and that's what they want. They want to get the ball first.
Absolutely. Which way? I didn't see which way they faced. Is Howe going to be moving left to right?
Right to left.
Right to left, okay.
Yes.
So in their white uniforms, black pants with a thick black stripe down the side of the gray pants, white jerseys, black numbers. Good-looking uniforms for the Howe Bulldogs. Mineola again, and the orange pants. And that's not the same orange shade as the logo in the middle of the field or
another
the
different orange.
But it's more of a Salina orange.
Yes, yeah.
For the Yellowjackets. They'll be moving conversely left to right, kicking that way. The Tech Wave kickoff is just about ready. Doing the kicking tonight for the Mineola Yellowjackets will be Christian Martinez, and they don't have the easiest numbers to see. I'll tell you that. It's the gray numbers with the orange numbers on the gray jerseys.
That's going to be tough.
It's outlined in white, but still a little bit tough. I got new lenses this week.
Okay.
So I have a little transition going. I've got the old man bifocals at the bottom of the lenses. There's no line there, so you can't really see.
Okay.
But hey, it's better.
It's helping a lot, huh?
Except for these type of jerseys. Yeah, it's perfect. So it'll be Martinez again to bang this one away, left to right, as they're setting the ball up on the right hash, indicating that they might onside kick, but I don't think that's coming. Only standing about 3 yards away is Martinez, and he'll pooch kick it, pretty deep rather. It'll be taken by Jones, and a flag is down. And we'll have to check already. Not a good sign. There's a flag already down in the Howe Bulldogs area, right around Landon Duty. We'll check and see what that is.
What on earth could that be?
Maybe the whistle hadn't blown. The only thing I can think of. Did they not have them set?
I thought they did, but it looks like
it might be a legal kicking formation.
It is. So they're dropping them back.
You have to have so many people on one side of the kicker.
What I do like about this spot right here is I have this wall right in front of me where I can write. Unlike Bulldog Stadium where I'm holding everything and
get your little desk set up right here.
This is going to be much easier, right? Yeah. I need just like a little corner office over here. So this will be Mineola. Actually, that's going to be Howe starting with the football. Hopefully, as long as everything goes well here on this kickoff. Martinez, they'll back it up to the 35-yard line. So they have 4 on the kickoff team to the right of Martinez. He'll bang this one away towards Cooper Jones. He's going to take it at the 29-yard line, coming to the middle of the field. Takes on one tackler, can't escape, and Howe's going to start at their own 30-yard line. Just underway here at Meredith Memorial Stadium in Mineola, Texas, in a very, very dark stadium. It's not the most lit place there is.
Well, I'm interested to see who starts out at quarterback. I know we got Cooper Jones on the depth chart here, but him or McNutt will come out under center.
Well, they're both coming out on the field. Looks like McNutt's going to be a slot, so Cooper Jones, it appears, is going to be lining up in the quarterback position to start the game. Antoine Rattler to his left. And Howe with a 1st and 10 from their own 30. A low snap dug out by Jones, who will run it right up the middle, and he gets pretty good yardage out of nothing right there. The snap almost rolled back, but Jones picked up about 6 yards.
Yeah, fielded a ground ball and just lowered his head and just moved the pile. about 4 or 5 yards.
Again, the center, Malin Walker, has a torn tendon in his right index finger trying to snap the ball. He was going to go left-handed last week, but decided that he's going to try to do it right-handed. And I think he's trying to do it right-handed. I can't see that far. McNutt now at quarterback. Handoff to Antoine Rattler over right guard. Slips a defender for a first down at the 44-yard line. They'll spot it at the 43. First down.
I like to have hit a man of motion there coming this way and then just hand off to Rattler. A little confusion there. And Rattler just able to slip his way through for a first down.
Well, to get Carson Grogan to look and see which hand that Malin Walker is snapping with tonight.
I think he's snapping left-handed.
Huff split out wide to the right. McNutt will join him over there. Jones now at quarterback with his toes on the 40-yard line. Rattler, and the ball comes rolling back. Jones picks it up, rolls out right. He's hit in the backfield. This one was ugly from the beginning as the snap was rolled back to him. As Walker is snapping left-handed, that may not work. Yeah, something's going to have to change there as the ball goes back to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that was worse than the first one because it kind of rolled. The other one was kind of a low snap, the first snap of the game, but that one literally rolled to Jones. And this puts him behind the sticks, 2nd and 12, 2nd and 14.
Have to keep an eye on that. McNutt now in the game at quarterback. Jones a slot. McNutt rolls out right, wants to throw, looking downfield, fires over the head of Ryan Huff and incomplete and third down. And about 13 or 14's coming up for Howe.
Sprint out to the right side there for McNutt. Kind of threw it a little bit off balance, trying to hit Huff and way off target. And this is, if you're a Mineola defense, this is what you want right here, to put them 3rd and long, real behind the sticks, and force them to pass with the backup quarterback.
10:06 on the clock as it stops on the incomplete pass. And again, left-handed. Walker trying to snap it here on 3rd and 14. McNutt at quarterback. Good snap, rolls out near side, looking down the field. He's going to heave it down the field, and it's almost intercepted. Trying to hit Landon Duty, but he threw it over his head, and it falls incomplete. 4th and 14 coming up for the Bulldogs.
Well, he's rolling to his left and trying to contort his body to throw it. It was just a weird throw from the get-go, and he had Duty in the open there in the middle of the field.
This is going to be a punting situation for Howe. Cooper Jones will do the punting. Are they going to go for it?
Uh-oh.
So the ball is snapped to Cooper Jones. It hits him in the chest. He wasn't ready for it. And then it falls to the ground. He picks it back up, and by the time he did that, everybody was on him. So that's going to be a loss, and that series looked pretty bad from the get-go. The snap hit him right. There's a flag on the play.
It's going to be, I think, offsides on Mineola.
Yeah, they're trying to draw him offsides.
And that's why Jones apparently wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, trying to draw offsides, and I guess trying to maybe throw it long. And
well, that's a
and it hit Jones right in the stomach. I guess he wasn't ready either, and so this is a backup quarterback. This is kind of what happens right now. You got some confusion in the backfield.
So 4th down and 9 now, and apparently now they're going to back up and try to punt this thing away. They're just giving them some space there. Jones is going to quickly boot this one away. It's I can't even see the ball. It's a wobbly kick that goes out at about the 25-yard line. And Mineola will take possession at their own 25 for the first time tonight with 9:39 on the clock.
That ball goes up in the sky, and it's kind of hard to see, isn't it?
I didn't see where. I still don't know how high or where it went.
It didn't get that high at all. It was a line drive punt, angled right at the 26-yard line.
So
Pendergrass did not play defense in that series for Mineola.
Is he on the field here?
Yes. He is.
Okay, Pendergrass will line up in the backfield. Moreland will be in the gun for Mineola. The 3-down linemen for Howe will be Duty, Grisham, and Walker. The linebackers are Burris and Gonzalez and Ethan Mayo. So Mineola will start on the left hash, moving left to right with 9:39 on the clock here in the first. We're just underway, no score. And whistles before we get underway here. What's this? They didn't set the ball correctly, so they move it to the 25-yard line.
Now we're ready.
And Pendergrass in the backfield in a pistol look behind Moreland. Now Moreland looks to the sideline for the play, barks the signal to his offensive lineman, and now we're ready to go. 9:39 on the clock. Mineola's first play of the night is a handoff to Pendergrass over left tackle, and he's got a lot of room in front of him. 50, look out 40. Got a great block on the edge. Pendergrass is gone. 75 yards on the first play from Mineola tonight, and they take the first lead 6-0 with 9:27 left to go in the first.
Flag down, Monty. Flag down where the block happened.
So this one could come back at least to about the 35-yard line on the block. The illegal block, apparently.
Well, they lined up in a pistol formation and just hand off, and he went around that left side right behind his left tackle, left guard, and just went through a hole and was off to the races. And this is coming back. At least it'll be spotted at the 50-yard line. So
a net of 25 on the run, wipe off the touchdown. The block cost him at the 35-yard line.
The block was not needed either.
Yeah, Pendergrass could outrun a lot of people over there on the far side. So Mineola breaks the huddle with 9:27 on the clock. No score now. Same formation, a pistol look. Pendergrass behind Moreland, wants it. And he's going to hand off to Pendergrass again right up the middle, and he's darting out and breaking tackles and just stiff arms a man down as Wesley Andrew finally knocks him out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So a new set of downs for Mineola.
I tell you, the hole wasn't very big, but he just slipped right through it. And I mean, you can tell he's got good vision.
Acceleration.
And man, he does.
Acceleration.
Just for our folks listening out there, you can tell he's the best athlete on the field. And that's from 2 carries we just saw.
He's the best athlete in 4 counties. Ball at the 25-yard line as they've chewed up 25 yards on each of their first 2 plays. Moreland will have it, and he'll give to a new back this time. And breaking out of tackles there, I believe, is Davis.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll gain a couple of yards, about 4 on first down to bring up second down and 6 at about the 21-yard line.
That's just kind of a draw at the middle as Davis goes down the step back to the sidelines. Pendergrass back in now.
Well, Mineola has some big kids, don't they? How do they grow them so big in East Texas?
I don't know. They beat them something, man.
So Pendergrass apparently back in the game, and he'll be in the pistol look behind Moreland. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Moreland is going to give to Pendergrass over left guard. Slips through that just like warm butter, like a warm knife through butter on his way for a 21-yard touchdown around the left edge. Pendergrass had all kinds of room to run, and man alive, it doesn't take him long, does it?
No, came in over 1,000 yards rushing on the season. And, yeah, he came through that line and just weaved his way left and right, just kind of wherever he wanted to go. Follow his blocks if he wanted to, or he could just outrun his blockers. It didn't matter.
4 plays, 75 yards on the drive. And the snap for the PAT is on the tee. The kick is up by Martinez, and it is no good. So 6-0, our new score. 8:28 left to go in the first. We'll be right back.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Mineola was 4 plays, 75 yards. It took a minute and 11 off the clock. The missed PAT leaves it 6-0 after a 21-yard touchdown by Dawson Pendergrass. And he could do that all night long, I believe.
It's going to be a long night if he's and he's got a bum shoulder. He's got a hurt shoulder right now. So think if he was 100%.
Oh, you know, we thought we were getting lucky with Travion Sneed moving on out of here.
Yeah.
Here's your Tech Wave kickoff. It's a high, deep kick. Going to go to Warman near the goal line at the 4-yard line. Comes up the middle of the field, lowers his head, and runs near the 20-yard line to the 18, I believe, is where Howe will start their second possession of the night.
Well, let's see if their snap issues are.
That's a big part of
behind them. Just to give Jones a chance there in the pocket.
It's one thing to snap left-handed in practice, and it probably goes real well, and you probably get comfortable doing it. But it's another thing when you have, Nate Griffin right in front of you, and the crowd that they have over there on and the band and everything that goes with Friday Night Lights. It gets a little bit different. So here's Howe, and this is going to be Cooper Jones at quarterback. Runs over a defender, a pretty good lead a run right there. The direct snap back to him, and a gain of about 3 up to the 21-yard line.
Well, that was a quick read option. He put that there in the belly real quick from Rattler and pulled it back and ran it for a few yards.
2nd down and 7 coming up as Jones wants it. Now they look to the side. McNutt in the slot. Warman in the slot, and Huff down here at the bottom. Rattler in the backfield to the right of Jones, and this is going to be Rattler on the carry. He cuts it up to the middle of the field, had a seam for a moment, and still does, near a first down run to the 29-yard line. And Rattler so far so good.
So far he's had some solid runs, and I've been waiting to see him. He hasn't got the full dose of carries because he's backing up Carson Daniels, and he's had some ball security issues as well, but I'm kind of glad that at least we get a chance to see him full tonight here being at a starter.
3rd down and 1, and Howe draws Mineola offside. Contact was made. Let's see. I believe this is going to be against Mineola. Carson Grogan, did you get a look at it?
Yeah, definitely offsides on Mineola. The defender came across and pushed our right guard into the backfield.
Well, how about that? It's an easy first down, and that the center's got to. I'm a little partial here. But
that center pretty well.
Good job by the center right there to snap the ball when you see
movement.
See movement. It's twice so far tonight. Huff will come near side on a new set of downs for Howe. Ball spotted at the 33-yard line. Right to left goes Howe. Cooper Jones at quarterback tonight as Austin Haley is injured. They give to Warman near side on the jet sweep, coming to the near sideline, and he's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. He was not in full speed as he got the ball, and not in full speed until he had a defender running right down his throat, and then he kicked it into another gear, but by that time it was too late.
Yeah, he's trying to find a way to get around that corner, but he had the leading tackler, Coy Anderson, right there waiting for him, and if he turned the corner and get past him, he had Julian Ramos right there, the defensive end, waiting for him as well, so there was nowhere to go for Warman.
Duty split out wide to the right. McNutt in the slot. And Huff down here at the bottom. Going in motion is Rattler on the jet sweep. He's trying to turn it up, but he's met right there pretty viciously at the 35-yard line. And another 1-yard gain for the Howe Bulldogs. The clock, we talked about running the football and killing the clock. We're at 6:10 so far here in the first.
I was just going to mention that. They are taking their time here. Now, they snapped it with about 15 seconds last time, but they're kind of taking their time. They're not in a hurry and just trying to bleed this clock and run the ball and shorten this game and keep that offensive Mineola on the sidelines.
So McNutt comes in at quarterback, and Jones will go in the slot, and Jones moved just slightly. And they're going to get a false start on Howe as he just slightly moved right there.
So we're kind of getting some switching around here with McNutt and Jones at quarterback. And I don't know if maybe each one of them has a package there in the playbook or how that
Well, it appears
decided.
It appears that McNutt is your throwing quarterback.
Yeah.
And Jones is the runner, which tips off the defense pretty easily.
If we could figure it out.
So McNutt on 3rd down and long is going to roll out near side, throw out to Cooper Jones, who makes the catch, jumps over a defender for a 1st down run at midfield. Jones does what he does so well, and that's run with the football after the catch.
I tell you, a good throw by Warman, just kind of McNutt. Lofted that in the air, and then Jones. If he would not have got that, if he would not have hurdled that man, he was not going to get the 1st down. So that hurdle gave him the 1st down there.
Clock runs at 5:19. Ball right at midfield. Walker still snapping left-handed. McNutt in the gun. Rattler to his right. Handoff. Rattler, and the ball's on the turf. A scramble for it. Rattler looked like he might have got back on it, and someone from Howe did. It might have been Clay White.
Yeah, handoff to Rattler. And it just wasn't a clean handoff exchange there between him and McNutt. And again, we talked about Rattler. He's a good runner, a decent runner, but he's had some ball security issues. Got to hang on to that ball.
And now you have a new quarterback handing it to you, so all kinds of things could go wrong there. Snap back to McNutt, rolls out right, looking down the field. Under pressure, throws. A lot of traffic there. 2 individuals bumped each other, no flag, as Warman and the defender were on the ground when the ball got there.
Yeah, I think they were wanting a pass interference. Howe was wanting a pass interference. Drew Robertson, I believe the middle linebacker, was in coverage, and both of them kind of went down, and I thought there would have been a flag there too, or if that was just a tangle of feet.
Generally, when you see that situation, there's a flag somewhere, but not tonight. So it'll be 3rd down and about 8 now for Howe as they come to the line of scrimmage on the Mineola side of the field. 4:35 on the clock after the incomplete pass. McNutt drops back 3 steps, looks right side, hammers it down deep on the right side, and it's going to be incomplete for Jones as the ball was landing at about the 19-yard line, and it goes out of bounds. He just overthrew Jones. Matter of fact, the defender was right there. Could have made a better play on it.
Yeah, it was a decent throw downfield, but it was just going to be out of bounds. It was thrown out of bounds, basically.
Ninth play of the drive, and we'll see what Howe does right here on a 4th down and 8. 2 receivers to either side, and now they're going to step back and punt this thing away. Rattler will be the protector, and Jones is going to try to punch it, and he does. It's a high, wobbly kick coming near side at the 15. Takes a big hop, and it hits Ryan Huff at about the 4-yard line, but they're going to say it hit him at the 6. So Mineola is going to be backed way up at their own 6-yard line. That means 94 for Pendergrass, maybe.
I think it may not matter where the ball is placed at, but hopefully you make him at least work for it deep in their own territory.
So 4:21 on the clock will change possessions here. And the Bulldogs are going to have to find an answer for Dawson Pendergrass, but I think everyone who has played Mineola has tried to find an answer for Dawson Pendergrass, and no one's found one yet. The only time really Mineola's had difficulties is when he's been injured and not played.
Absolutely.
Pistol look as Moreland wants the ball with Pendergrass right behind him, and now he'll look to the sidelines for the play. You'd think they'd be able to work that out during the exchange. But regardless, Moreland wants the snap, does. Hands off to Pendergrass. Met in the backfield right at the goal line. Right at the 1-yard line, Luis Gonzalez came like a heat-sinking missile and brought down Pendergrass for a 3-yard or 5-yard loss.
There was some confusion there in the backfield. Moreland, when he got the snap, he caught it on his right hip, and it was trying to give it back there to Pendergrass. And before he could do that, here comes Gonzalez, tackles him right about the goal line, almost in the backfield. And I mean, they are just right there, almost at the plane of the goal line.
Now both teams taking their time. Mineola, 3:43 on the clock. We're just about done with this first quarter already. Moreland about 5 yards deep in the end zone is going to hand off to Pendergrass with a lot of room in front of him. He breaks two tackles on his way to the house, to the 30, to the 40, to the 50. Inge is the only one that could catch him. He does catch him at the 15, but he sidesteps him. 99 yards for Dawson Pendergrass. You can't get any further than that.
You can't pin him any deeper.
12-0 with 3:20 left to go in the first. Mineola on top. And you figure they would go for 2 here, but Martinez is lining up the tee. Are we at a Texas game? Is he going to UT? What's going on here?
Yeah, I know you're hating that right now. You meant to.
I'm about to counteract that song right there real quick. Martinez to kick this PAT. It's high. That's a good-looking kick. I don't know what happened the first time, but that's a good PAT. 13-0, 3:20 on the clock here in the first.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's BUCKSNORTBBQ.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there.
I've always wanted to call a 99-yard touchdown run, but not for the other team. But, hey, one day that kid is going to play on Saturday for somebody at a very big school, and that's kind of cool.
That is. Right now he's got offers from Baylor, UTSA, and Arkansas.
Yeah, he's definitely a D1. So 3:20 on the clock here in the first. And Mineola takes the 13-0 lead. It was a 2-play. Your hit exterior scoring drive recap is 2 plays, 94 yards. Took a minute 1 off the clock, and it was a 99-yard touchdown run by Dawson Pendergrass, his second of the night. Leaves 3:20 on the clock. And here's your kick by Martinez, lands a yard deep in the end zone. Warman looks at it, and it rolls out of the back of the end zone. Howe will have it at their own 25-yard line on the Tech Wave kickoff.
Well, 2 possessions. It looked like the second possession Bulldogs had a little something moving the ball off the field, but again they stalled at about midfield. You know, Blizzard made a good point here during the break. Was at this point you pinned them deep as you can. What's the point of punting now? Just go for it every time.
Yeah, no doubt.
I guess at least you're making them work for it, but Pendergrass is showing he can score from anywhere on the field.
3 receivers to the near side for Howe, moving right to left. Jones at quarterback, Rattler to his left. Jones is going to keep it, no handoff to Rattler on the counter trap to the other way, and Rattler will be good for about 3 or 4 yards. We'll give him 3, bring it up 2nd down and 7, up to the 28-yard line.
A little inside handoff. He had some room, and I think he tripped over his own man, his own lineman.
Rattler has looked he's got that quickness. He's got the really quick feet.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll stand to the left here of Jones again. 2 receivers to either side. And Jones, high snap. He's going to run it himself. Coming near side, looking for somewhere to run. He runs over one of his linemen on the left side, which I think is Mikey Riddle. And he'll gain enough to set up a 3rd down and short at the 32-yard line, perhaps. So a 4-yard gain by Jones, just moving the pile.
So let's see here, 3rd and short, if they hand off to Rattler or if Jones tries to go ahead and keep it again and plow his way for 1st down.
Yeah, the Howe coaching staff taking some time off the clock here too, getting the play in. As they understand, hey, you got to milk this thing a little bit tonight or it can get out of hand in a hurry. Jones wants it high snap. It goes through his hands. He has to go back for it. And now he wants to fire it down the field, and he does, incomplete. As he was looking for his receiver on the far side, McNutt, and he just fired it out of desperation. I don't even think he saw McNutt over there. He just threw it to some green pasture.
He's lucky McNutt was over there. Otherwise, it'd be intentional grounding. But, yeah, good awareness They'll just get rid of it at least. And a quick 3 and out now for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, fourth play of the drive, and Howe on a 4th down and 2. I'm sure we'll punt this one away. We'll see. And trying to draw him off sides. They don't do it this time. Mineola got me once, got me twice. He ain't going to get me again. Isn't that the saying?
Yeah.
Isn't that what George Bush said? And now a timeout. Looks like it's been called by Howe. We'll take 1-2 real quickly. We'll be right back.
Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
Well, the snap, I think the play that screwed up that drive was the snap that went through the hands of Cooper Jones. It was high. It looked like it was about at his face, perhaps. And somehow it just, it wasn't a good snap. And it just, I don't know whether he's taken his gloves off since. But Howe, with a 4th and 2, surely are going to punt this one away. 2 receivers up top. And McNutt is in at quarterback. They run a wing, which is Caleb Hicks. This is Rattler going to try to get the first down and pushing the pile, and I think second effort may have got it, and it did. Wow. Caleb Hicks was in at a wing position, and he was a lead blocker, and there's a man down, and Rattler is up.
And there's a flag down. They're going to get Howe for, I think, illegal shift.
Oh. Well, that was Hicks who was in, and Jaron Grisham was in that set also, but we're going to check the flag here, and I think you're right. They're going to push this one back. So take away the first down, and Coach Jay is not happy with one of the officials, and now he just tucks his head and walks back the other way. It's going to go back to the 28-yard line, and for sure now they're going to punt, right?
If Coach Blizzard was Coach Burnett here was head coaching,
he's just saying don't do it. Yeah, just go for it every time, right?
We wouldn't be in this situation, just to let y'all know.
So Jones back to punt, and he gets a wobbly low kick that's going to bounce a good way for Howe, going backwards, way back, and now finally at the 17-yard line, coming near side. On the return is going to be Gandy, and he'll make his way near midfield at the 44-yard line. So a 30-yard return thereabouts on what would have been a pretty good punt by Jones.
All right, so good field position for them. Maybe a 44-yard or 56-yard down touchdown for Pendergrass.
I think I called it last time, right? Did I say, he's going to go 94? Well, he actually went 99 because of Luis Gonzalez. Made a great play.
Well, he's not in there this time, I don't think.
A minute 34 on the clock left in the first quarter. Howe now bringing 4 down linemen. It'll be Luis Gonzalez, Malin Walker, Jaron Grisham, and Duty. And Moreland drops back in the gun, drops back 3 steps, looking down the field, looks right, throws left. All alone at the 20-yard line is Gandy, and he goes in for the score.
Well, they can throw the ball too.
He goes right over McNutt, and McNutt tried to, or Warman rather, and Warman tried to bring him down at the 5 and couldn't bring him down, and he strolled in the end zone. 56 yards on the pass and catch from Moreland to Gandy. Martinez on for the PAT. Coy Anderson to hold. And the snap is on the tee. The kick is up. Looks high, looks true, looks good, and it is 19-20. Mineola in the lead. We'll be right back.
Hello, Howe Bulldogs. This is Coach Joey McQueen, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Vic and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask that you back the Dogs and become a member today. Go visit the Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Have a great year, Bulldogs.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
We're going to get Carson Grogan to talk to Malin Walker right there and ask him about his hand and see why he's snapping left-handed and see if there's any issue that he could do there right-handed, if there's any way he could snap it right.
It don't really look like it, Monty. He's really favoring his right hand. You can tell it's really bothering talking to his teammates. That right hand really bothering Malin.
So your scoring drive recap for Mineola, one play, 56 yards. It was a 56-yard touchdown from Moreland to Gandy. First pass of the night.
Yeah.
And that took 10 seconds off the clock. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap as your Tech Wave kickoff goes into the end zone again, and Warman will watch it go in, and Howe is going to have to do something to kind of keep their feet right here as this one is getting kind of ugly as the Mineola Yellowjackets have ran 7 plays so far in their first quarter and scored on 3 of them.
And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Bulldogs haven't even played the best team in the district yet.
Oh, gosh.
Mount Vernon's coming up in 2 weeks, and that team beat Mineola like a drum.
Did they have Pendergrass that night?
I'm not sure. I think Blizzard.
That's the night he got hurt in the second quarter.
Yeah, everything changes when Pendergrass leaves.
But it was already a blowout before he got hurt.
So Howe with the ball at their own 25. Jones wants to throw. He fires it right side. It's going to be caught by McNutt at the 32-yard line as Jones threw a bullet.
Yeah, just a quick pass there to McNutt. I'm still trying to get used to a number 24 playing quarterback throwing the ball.
Looks a little odd. I don't think I've seen that since Mason Riggs. Didn't he play quarterback one?
Did he? Yeah, I think he did, yeah.
So ball at the 34-yard line, a 9-yard gain on first down from Jones to McNutt. Rattler will stand to the left of Jones, who's in the gun. 3 receivers right. This is going to be Jones coming near side, looking for a block, and he's trapped on the left edge. Not much doing there. I think he lost a yard. So it's going to be 3rd down. Instead of 1, it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
And Coy Anderson, that linebacker, is all over the field. And he was waiting for Jones to try to come around that corner. And short yardage situation. This might as well you're in your own territory, but 4 down. This is 4 down territory to me.
It's a long 3rd and 2. The scoreboard says 3rd and 3. Ball at the 33-yard line. Howe waiting on the call from the sidelines.
I think you wait to the end of the quarter, let the quarter go.
Yeah, 4, 3, 2, and that's going to be the final portions of the first quarter. 20-0, Mineola in the lead. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at MrRedInsurance.com.
Howe coming back out on the field, about to face a 3rd and short situation from their own 33-yard line. What do you do right here, Justin White?
I think you hand off to Rattler. I think he's done a pretty good job here, slipping through holes there in that interior line.
It does seem like the interior line has been where Howe's got their rushing yards instead of getting to the edge. It appears that way.
Which is surprising because that defensive line's been known to be pretty stingy for Mineola.
Yeah, Griffin and Gardner are stingy up front, the 2 defensive tackles. And so McNutt into the game, and somebody moves for Howe, and it's Michael Riddle, and he's not happy with himself. He throws his head back and looks at the sky. And instead of a 3rd and 3, Howe's going to be facing a 3rd and 8 as they'll back it on up.
Well, you tried to move Grisham and Hicks over to the right side, and when they did that, Mineola kind of shifted their defensive line, and then it caused, was that Vera, the penalty on Vera?
I think it was Michael Riddle.
It caused Riddle to move.
I did like the formation with Grisham at tight end and Hicks at a wing, though, for a little extra blocking there.
So now it's 3rd down and 7. McNutt's going to drop back and roll out near side. Looking, pumps, now throws deep down the field, looking for Jones, and it's out of bounds, and it falls incomplete. The ball sailed on him as McNutt was throwing it on the run to the right side, and that's going to bring up another 4th down and punt situation for the Howe Bulldogs from their own 28-yard line.
I have a question. Why has every pass been a rollout tonight? Like, let him stand in the pocket and throw the ball.
Yeah, I think there's only been one time where he dropped back 3 steps. I think that's it. Yeah, you're right. They've all been rollouts other than that one. So Howe going to punt this one away. It's going to be Jones who tries to draw him off sides, and now they drop back. And he'll stand with his heels on the 21-yard line. And the punt gets away. It's a high wobbly kick, going to land at the 40-yard line in Mineola territory, catching it on the hop and coming on the far side from right to left and out of bounds on the Howe side of the field at the 46-yard line. And I believe on the return was Gandy again. So Mineola will have the ball with 11:43 remaining here in quarter number 2. And they'll have it only 46 yards away from pay dirt.
Well, we saw the arm of Moreland last drive. He's got some accuracy and can punch it downfield as well.
Empty back look from Mineola, moving right to left with 3 receivers near side. Pendergrass goes in motion. He's going to get it on the jet sweep coming near side. And he's going to be tackled, a great tackle by Ethan Mayo. The sophomore makes a great stop on Pendergrass. Hey, how about that, Ethan Mayo? Your first ever tackle in varsity football is against Dawson Pendergrass for no gain.
Yeah, kind of the jet sweep coming around, and Mayo sat there and waited for him and just probably did the best thing, grabbed him at his knees and just wrapped him up. Just held on for dear life, and Pendergrass went down.
Wow, that's impressive. So now Pendergrass is in the slot. Moreland looks that way, drops back 3 steps, hammers it down the field. It's going to be caught at the 35. Easy pickings. On the way for the score is going to be the slot receiver, Brady Schramm. And that goes 46 yards to pay dirt. And again, it's only a 2-play drive for Mineola.
Schramm just stopped there in the middle of the field, and he was just camped out there in the middle of the zone and hit him, and he just went off the races. It almost looked like Howe wasn't trying to tackle him. I know he's fast, but I don't know there. That didn't look like a lot of effort to me.
So Martinez on for the PAT. Anderson to hold, and the kick is up, and the kick is good, and the score moves to 27-0 with 10:54 left to go in the second.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir!
This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
2 plays and 46 yards for Mineola on their 4th drive and 4th touchdown of the game. It took only 51 seconds off the clock, and it was a Moreland to Brady Schramm 46-yard touchdown pass, and which brings our score to 27-0 with 10:54 on the clock here in the second. That's your hit exterior scoring drive recap. And the Tech Wave kickoff is just about ready as Martinez will stand right about 5 yards away from the ball, spotted on the left hash, runs to the ball, and kick is high in the air. Warman's going to return this one from his own 5-yard line. Coming up the right hash and now slips down at about the 16, 17-yard line. He just fell. And Howe will be way deep in their own territory starting this drive.
I don't know if you'd even try to throw the ball at this point. I mean, you're trying to milk this clock because every time you throw, it's been mostly incomplete passes, unless they're just little dump-offs.
Mineola's run 9 plays, guys.
Yeah.
They've run 9 plays.
I have a playoff scenario question. If there's like a 3-way tie for a spot, doesn't it go off points scored?
It depends on the district rules, and I don't know what their determination is.
Okay, because I could see Mineola trying to score as much as possible tonight.
That would be detrimental to the kids on the field in white.
Yeah, I would say so as well.
McNutt in the gun, Rattler to his right. This is going to be a cross trap to Rattler, who's got some room up the middle. Breaking tackles to the 35. A first down run to the 37-yard line, and Rattler looks electric so far.
That's what I've been wanting to see all season long. He was on the right side of McNutt and got the handoff, went around the left side, around his left guard, and got a pretty good hole and broke some tackles. And we got to see some of that speed we've been wanting to see from Antoine Rattler.
Don't forget that Rattler is a junior and will be coming back next year. And they're already talking about they can do some I formation stuff with Daniels as a true fullback. Here's Rattler again, bounces it out to the right, slips a defender, and good for about 5 yards as he looks very easy running the football right there too, just making little bitty moves and crosses the 40 to the 42-yard line.
Yeah, he's being a very patient runner, and again, I want to make sure he holds on to the ball. But yeah, when he gets an open field, he's got a gear. Another gear he can turn it into.
9:58 on the clock here in the second. As McNutt in the gun, Rattler to his left, Cooper Jones split out wide to the near side, Warman in the slot, and Huff up top. McNutt wants it on 2nd down and 5. Handoff to Rattler up the middle. Good for maybe a yard as it's going to be 3rd down and 4 coming up on the wrong side of the field with 9:29 on the clock. A lot of bodies on the bottom of that pile, and Rattler was the last one up.
Yeah, Rattler hit a wall of humanity there in that Yellowjacket defensive line.
They'll give him 2 yards on that carry, so 3rd down and 4. Do you go to the well again?
Sure, why not?
3rd and 4. And they pull it. Cooper Jones is going to keep it. He's got a first down run. Crosses midfield. He's got some daylight. Tries to jump over a defender again, and he probably kicked him in the face, but he has a first down at the 40.
I believe that was J.J. Gandy. He went and just, he looked like he drop kicked him into his face when he went up for the hurdle, and Gandy was just sitting there waiting for him. But good run there by Cooper Jones to keep it on the option there, on the read option. And Jones is a hard guy to bring down.
He is. He's tough to tackle.
Yeah.
Ask Gandy. Ask Gandy's face mask right there about Cooper Jones. Here's Jones handing it off on the jet sweep near side. That's Warman, and he slips one defender, maybe a yard, and he gets a yard to the 39-yard line, and they can't just ever get that edge on the jet sweep.
I know Warman's
Warman's one of the fastest guys that can do it, but he couldn't do it.
And I like that. They haven't run the jet sweep very often this season, but I like having Warman in there, and Warman did a good job there of trying to find that corner, but just couldn't find it.
You know, the Lopez hold last week on the Warman run to the 1-yard line might have been the biggest play of the game. If Warman's able to get that play and it's not holding right there, they punch it in, they probably win the football game. Or there's a good chance of it. You never know. 7:50 on the clock. Jones and Rattler in the backfield. 3 receivers up top. Huff down here at the bottom. And this is going to be Jones keeping it up the middle. Not much doing this time. He's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. And now a late flag comes in. What is this, Carson?
I think they're going to get a Mineola, face mask on Mineola.
Well, this would be advantageous, obviously, for the Howe Bulldogs. With 7:22 left to go in the second quarter, trailing 27-0 to Mineola, or should I say Dawson Pendergrass and T.J. Moreland.
It is a face mask against the against Mineola, and is giving 15 yards and automatic first down.
They'll spot it at the 24-yard line. That's by far the furthest Howe has been. Deep in Mineola territory. And at this point, isn't everything 4-down territory at this point?
Absolutely. Definitely on this side of the field, too.
So McNutt at quarterback. Rattler to his left and now moves to the right. Jones at the bottom. And this is a give to Rattler. Running over left tackle, caught behind the line of scrimmage, and now everybody. Orange pants everywhere. And that's going to be a loss of a couple. They'll give him forward progress, which is only a loss of 1, back to the 25-yard line.
Well, he went trying to get around that left corner, and I think he thought about cutting back. And before he could do that, here comes number 0, Drew Robertson, come flying through there and took Rattler down at his ankles, and then the rest of the crew came.
6:42 on the clock before the Rapid Electric halftime show. McNutt in the gun, drops back 3 steps, fires the screen out, it's intercepted. That's going to be Adam Blaylock running it back to the house. Jones is the only one close, but jumping the route was Blaylock, and he took it uncontested all the way down the field, about 80 yards.
Wow. I don't know if that was supposed to be one of the wide receiver screen.
It was a bubble screen.
Bubble screen there. And Blaylock read that all the way. I mean, he caught that thing in stride. Talk about jumping a route. And just when you thought the Bulldogs had something going on offense, Mineola takes it back the other way.
Martinez to boot this one through to try to make it 34-0. There's 6:25 on the clock. As Mineola, man alive. Snap is rolled back to Anderson. He digs it out like a third baseman, puts it on the tee, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. 34-0. We'll be back.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your hit exterior scoring drive recap: 0 plays, 1 very long interception returned for a touchdown of about 80 yards by Adam Blaylock. That brings us our new score, 34-0 with 6:25 remaining before the Rapid Electric halftime show. The Tech Wave kickoff is about to be banged from right to left here at the beautiful Meredith Memorial Stadium in East Texas with the pines in the background. Just a lovely sight. The only thing that looks bad over here is the scoreboard.
And it looks really bad.
New kicker into the game. I can't see that number, Justin.
I can't either. Let's see if I can see it.
It ain't just me. I know I'm Mr. Magoo, but here's the kick. It's a pooch kick, going to be taken by McNutt. Fair catch called for at the 29-yard line, right in front of Cooper Jones. Either one could have caught it, but McNutt threw his hand up in the air, and now he throws the ball way across the field as he will get the Howe football, and Howe will start at their, what did I say? I said 29. They're going to give him the 31-yard line.
What is Coach Jake? I mean, what can you say right now at this point? You know, I mean, you're trying to keep the kids in it. With 6:34 left in the first, 6:25 left in the first half, and it's 34-0. I mean, I think at this point you're just trying to keep everybody healthy and just keep the kids' heads up as much as you can.
You know, at some point, and here's Jones going to keep it around the right edge. He shakes a defender, and a good run by Jones of about 13 yards on first down. As I think he ran into Kason Davis around the right edge and just knocked Davis straight down.
It was just one-on-one there. I think it was Davis. I'm not sure, but yeah, one-on-one there, and just lowered his shoulder, and then
it might have been Blaylock,
and then used his right arm to push him down.
I think it was Blaylock, actually. Sorry, Kason Davis. A new set of downs for Howe as they try to draw Mineola offsides right there, and now they look to the sidelines. Rattler to the right side of Cooper Jones in the gun. Rattler and Jones having a discussion, and now the ball snapped back to him. Jones looking around the right edge, trying to find somewhere to go. He's going to escape for one tackle, but be met by 3 other gray jerseys and be driven backwards a couple of yards. They'll give him forward progress to the 42-yard line, which is a loss of 2.
Charlie Vera, the right guard, was pulling there and was trying to block about 3 guys and did all he could there, but can only block 1. And they were able to get the backfield there and take Jones down.
2nd down and 12 coming up for Howe after the 2-yard loss. 3 receivers up top. Huff down here by himself. 2nd down. It's time to throw to Huff, isn't it? 2nd down and 12. Howe moving left to right. Jones wants to throw across the middle. Going to be caught and dropped by Caleb McNutt. He had a first down, and it goes right in and out of his hands. He tried to turn around and run before he got it.
Yeah, right across the middle. It was a good throw, maybe a little bit high, but it was right there. That's a when you're down like this, that's a catch you got to make, you know, to get yourself a first down. And kind of feel like you're still in it.
Slipped right through his hands. Cooper Jones bangs his hands, claps his hands together as if, And now he looks to the side. He comes over near side, split out wide as McNutt now goes to quarterback. 4:49 on the clock before the Rapid Electric halftime show. And again, Michael Riddle moves early. And the difference in quarterbacks is the difference in cadences also. So that happens all the time when you have different quarterbacks. The cadence is different with each quarterback.
Must be. Riddle's had a tough time tonight.
So they'll move it back to the 37. Should be the 37-yard line.
And the thing is, it's not like you have one quarterback. You got 2 quarterbacks playing tonight. So have to deal with that with the snap and the cadence.
So So here's McNutt in the gun. He's going to roll out to the far side, heaves it down the field, and that one's going to be caught by Cooper Jones and a first down at the 45, now the 43-yard line into Mineola territory. Jones just went up for the rebound and brought it down.
Yeah, and I'm not sure McNutt, I don't know if that was pass was intended for Jones or not. I guess it kind of was because he kind of lofted in the air. You know, again, his body was kind of torqued a different way and threw it up. A good job by Jones just go up and get it at its highest point.
They'll spot it at the 43 in Mineola territory. 4:29 on the clock and rolling. After the first down catch by Jones. He's had a big night through the air as well. And now it will be Jones at quarterback. Rattler to his right. Jones is going to keep it around the right edge. Looking for that block from Rattler. Gets a little bit of a block. A flag is down. And so is Jones at the 41-yard line after a minimal gain of about 2. But let's check the flag.
It's going to be holding on Howe. It's coming back.
Well, that's kind of the way the game's gone so far for Howe. 2 steps forward, 5 yards back. And
you know, and not to say that I don't think this game would be much different if Austin Haley and Carson Daniels, if those guys were in here. I mean, this is just a good team that you're playing against in Mineola.
There's no question that Mineola is the better team.
Absolutely.
But I would like to see the full house of Howe's offense take a stab at this thing, and they're not going to get that opportunity. But yeah, I think things are different.
You think so?
I think things are different with the full house. Yes, I do. And here's Jones, handoff Rattler up the middle. The big seam for a moment will break a few tackles into Mineola territory at the 49-yard line.
Well, let me change my statement. I think you're right. I think offensively they would be different. I think defensively,
no change.
I don't think there's a change or there's a difference.
I agree.
Offensively, you're right. There would be there is a difference because the Bulldogs have shown they can move the ball on defenses with Haley and your full complement of players.
Second down and a long way to go. About 16 for Howe. Just on the Howe side, Mineola side of midfield at the 49-yard line. Moving left to right in those white jerseys, gray pants, and black helmets. Jones at quarterback is going to fake the hand to Rattler. He's going to keep it up the right guard, and he'll surge his way forward and push and get across the 45 to about the 44-yard line is where they'll spot him, but it's going to be third and very, very long here.
This is probably going to be Caleb McNutt territory right here of third and obviously a passing down. As you see McNutt now going to quarterback.
Please let him stand in the pocket. Tired of the rollouts.
And Huff will be up top with Warman in the slot on the far side. Cooper Jones will be by himself here at the bottom. Rattler will be to the right side of McNutt, who's in the gun. Don't jump off sides. Third down and 11. McNutt drops straight back, hammers it deep down the right side looking for Jones, who goes up with it and brings it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A good toss-up, and Jones played center field and brought it down.
McNutt's hurt.
And McNutt's rolling around. He was popped hard.
He was.
And I don't know how that there's not a flag thrown there, Monty. Like a legit 2 seconds after the ball got released, Nate Griffin came and lit McNutt up. I don't know how there's not a penalty.
The ball right now is resting at the 18-yard line, but more importantly, McNutt is on the ground at the 48. And this looks like it could be a little bit.
That was kind of just a 3-step drop and just throw it long and one-on-one with Cooper Jones. Just go up there and get it. And Cooper Jones has made about 2 or 3 grabs like that where he's just gone up and got it.
He's a great rebounder because all 3 of his catches tonight have been that way. Just go up and get the rebound.
What kind of numbers are we looking at for Cooper Jones offensively through the air tonight as far as receiving?
He has 3 catches for 67 yards.
That's a good first half. McNutt limping off the field. They were working on the lower extremity on his right leg. Ricky Ake it was. And now McNutt will go over there and talk to Haley, and Haley's probably saying, hey, now you know how I feel.
Yeah. Yeah, you got when you're quarterback and when you're good receivers, your 2 quarterbacks there on the bench right now. Now it's all up to Cooper Jones.
And Cooper Jones isn't there to play rebounder and bring the ball down. 2:22 on the clock. Man goes in motion. Is Rattler. They fake it to him, and Cooper Jones comes near side, can't escape the edge, and he's going to be brought down for a loss. As Jones just kind of trots over and tries to pick a hole, and that's not, he's got to bulldog his way through the line of scrimmage and not try to reach the edge on those long strides that he has.
Well, I think Yellowjackets kind of smell blood, and they know that Jones more than likely, he's been able to throw, but he's not as accurate a thrower as McNutt. So that more likely he's going to be running the ball.
4-yard loss makes it 2nd down and 14 with $1:45 left to go here before the half. And Mineola is going to get the ball to start the second half. Jones in the gun, Rattler to his right, 3 receivers up top, Huff down here at the bottom. And this is going to be a give to Antoine Rattler over left tackle. And he pushes and he surges for about 2-3 to the 20-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and long.
Okay, boys, question here. Do you go ahead and go for it right here as far as go for it, or do you try to kick a field goal and put points on the board?
Points on the board.
Field goal.
Field goal.
Really? Is this Daniel DeLangel's
I'm not sure Daniel DeLangel is playing in the first half. I don't if anybody was going, well, he is teeing it up over here. So perhaps so. There's a snap that gets away from Jones again, and he tries to heave it down in the end zone. This ball's going to be intercepted. A yard deep in the end zone as Jones just turned around and chunked it. And right there was a Mineola defender to pick it off a yard deep in the end zone.
Yeah, it went over his head. And if you ever seen like Patrick Mahomes where he runs around and then as he's going down, he just throws it, that's kind of what Jones did. He just threw it toward the end zone, and the Yellowjacket defender able to pick it off.
Anybody see who that was that picked it off? I didn't see.
I couldn't see the number from here.
The numbers are hard to see. They really are.
Carson, were you able to see?
From where I was, it looked like don't have a 17 on their roster.
Well, maybe it was Blaylock, number 7, and that very well could have been. 43 ticks left to go in the first half, which has been brutal for the Howe Bulldogs. A man goes in motion. Moreland will have, I believe that's Pendergrass behind him, and he does get the carry over right tackle, and this time he's stopped for a minimal gain. Is it Pendergrass?
I'm not sure.
Yes, it is. It is Pendergrass. And he stopped for maybe 2 yards on the play.
Do they have mercy on the Bulldogs and just go into the half, into the locker room with the 34-0 lead?
Well, the clock is running.
I think
we'll see. I think they may let this one expire, and they do. They're going to walk off the field. So that will be the end of the first half, and it was a rugged one. Wretched is the word. Not rugged, but wretched.
Yeah, and there's still another half to be played here.
Yeah, this could get ugly. We're on pace for almost 70 from Mineola. 34-0. We'll be back right after this.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here. here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
Listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Today's Pride of Howe Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by 4A Automotive. Now let's join Monty Walker with this week's Spotlight member of the Pride of Howe.
This week's Bandsman of the Week is Montana Sarter. When did you start with the band program?
I started in my 5th grade year of middle school. I actually started in Sherman and transferred over into Howe, and I think I've just flourished ever since then.
So you play the clarinet. That looks like a very difficult instrument to play. How long did it take you to master the clarinet?
It's definitely a very difficult instrument to play. I'm pretty sure it has about 26 keys on it in total, so it takes a while, but I think once you get it and once you're around so many other people who encourage you, it's never too hard to play.
Now, Miss Liz says you're excellent at being able to hear and determine what needs to be fixed. Talk about that.
Flats, sharps, key signature, all of the above. I think I hear a lot of it just from honestly sitting in her office and listening to band after band after band, and taking that also into my daily life where I listen to music on the radio and such.
She also says you're her, quote, right-hand man, or woman, I should say. What do you help her with?
Anything from getting copies to finding people reads, assigning uniforms, you name it, I'm there. Running inside in the middle of practice to go get batteries for the mic. I'm everywhere at all times.
So obviously leadership is something you're involved with. Do you have to be bad cop at time with the band?
I think for sure. I mean, sometimes it takes a lot of authority to finally help people to understand what you're trying to say, especially when you have 80 people versus your 5 in total. I think it's all for the good of the band. Once they finally understand why we do what we do, it comes full circle, and I think that they don't take that as much to heart.
All ones on Monday. How special was that?
Oh man, it was an incredible experience, especially being up there on the podium for the first time during an advancement year. It was definitely surreal, and to know that we would be going on to that next level is very rewarding, yes.
So is this band good enough to get to the place that no one talks about?
I don't think this band understands how good we actually are. We put a lot of hours out onto the grid and onto the turf, and sometimes they don't understand the bigger picture. I think we're a lot better than a lot of the students think that we are.
That is our Bandsman of the Week, Montana Sorter.
Today's Pride of Howe Bandsman of the Week is brought to you by 4A Automotive. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir!
This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle, NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Corfit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. Corfit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At Corfit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. Corfit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by 4A Automotive. Now let's join Monty Walker with today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight.
This week's Howe ISD Spotlight is Howe Middle School teacher Dusty Williams. What is your role here at Howe Middle School?
Hey, so at Howe Middle School, I teach 7th grade Texas history. I've got a reading class. I'm over student council and anything else they ask me to do, basically.
The kids here just love you, and I've heard that from so many. You also teach adult English classes. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I teach 2 nights a week at Grayson. I teach an adult ESL class, which it's free to the public, and it's basically just helping, non-native English speakers learn English.
Which makes me nervous, writing a news publication and I have all these English teachers always looking at it. What is the Camp Gladiator? And talk about that. You're involved with that.
Yeah, so Camp Gladiator is a workout program that I participate in. It's pretty extreme. It actually reminds me of being in athletics here in Howe. It's all outdoor. We compete at Gladiator Games once a year. Last year, my team and I got first place in the United States for the 30 age group. So it's a lot of fun.
So what do you do at Camp? What kind of activities are they?
Like I said, it's anything from hand weights, running with sandbags. It's a lot of agility training and stuff like that. So it's definitely a challenge, but it's worth it.
You're involved in a lot of things around the area. You're the president of the Van Alstyne Historical Society, chairman of the Grayson Historical Society. Talk about that.
Yeah, so my family's been in Grayson County since the 1840s. So I'm actually the 9th generation of my family to be here. So I started out doing family history, and that just kind of led into county history because we've been here so long. So I've taken over, like you said, as president of the Van Alstyne Historical Society, and then I'm now chairman of the Grayson County Historical Commission as well.
Now, you've written books on local history. What are some of your books?
So one of my books is called Trails of Our Past. I wrote for the Van Alstyne Leader for a few years, and it's all the articles I wrote on local history, mostly Van Alstyne and Howe area. The other one, my family used to run the County Poor Farm, which was like the predecessor of nursing homes and stuff, and so I've written a book about that as well. And then I've got a nonfiction book as well. It's kind of a Western that takes place here in Grayson County.
The most interesting man in the world. Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire here. All right. These may come from Malin Walker. We'll see. So Ulysses S. Grant or General Patton?
Grant.
Teddy or Franklin Roosevelt?
Franklin for sure.
Greek or Roman architecture?
Ooh, Roman.
Greenbacks or Bitcoin?
Greenbacks.
All right, there you go. That is our Howe ISD Spotlight, which is middle school teacher Dusty Williams.
Today's Howe ISD Employee Spotlight is brought to you by 4A Automotive. You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's bucksnortbbq.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there.
Douglas Distributing is proud to sponsor the Howe Bulldogs. Douglas Distributing has been a diversified energy supplier since 1981. They offer fuel solutions for commercial, industrial, and residential applications through North Texas and Southern Oklahoma. This family-owned and operated business strives to be your go-to company for all your fuel needs. From commercial fuels, DEFs, and lubricants, they've got everything to keep your business moving forward. Call Douglas Distributing today, 903-893-1181.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
This is Coach Jim Fryer, former Bulldog head coach and athletic director. Connie and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same today as it was in the 80s. They supported all Howe athletes, girls and boys, middle school and high school. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and to become a member today.
This is Coach Jay. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
You're listening to the Rapid Electric Halftime Show. Don't get shocked. Call Rapid Electric at 903-421-8100. Now let's join Caroline Slauson and Justin White.
Welcome back here at Meredith Memorial Stadium in Mineola, Texas. The Bulldogs down 34-0 at half against the Mineola Yellowjackets. This is not Caroline Slauson. This is Carson Grogan, joined by Justin White and the Blizzard Blake Burnett. And I think we're going to go right into scores around the area, Justin.
Well, certainly in our district, got a barn burner over in Bonham, who the Bulldogs will play next week. Pottsboro leads Bonham 28-22. That is at the half. All these scores are going to be at the half. Rains and Commerce. Commerce leads 27-14. And then Mount Vernon, again, the best team in the district and number 5 team in the state of Class 3A Division 1, leading 27-0 against Winsboro. Let's see. I'm trying to find some scores near us here. A lot of these are going to be more East Texas scores. Let's talk about the first half. We'll skip scores now. We know what's going on in the district. First half, again, 34-0, Mineola leading. I want to ask both of you guys, how much different could this game be with Austin Haley, with Ethan Lopez, with Carson Daniels playing?
I think at least by this point, defensively, probably not a big change, but offensively, I think they at least put 10, 14 on the board. I think the offense is more steady going with Haley and Daniels in.
I feel like it'd be 34-7 with the whole crew here.
Yeah.
But 7's better than 0, so.
Well, and would you have 34 because you'd be able to? I think you'd be able to keep the ball a little bit longer. Sustain some drives a little bit longer.
Well, Mineola's only ran 11 plays, so.
True. So it's been they've pretty much been able to score at will. And they come into the game banged up a little bit too.
I do think that Austin Haley would have made a few more tackles than what the Bulldogs have done tonight. So I still like Mineola to have 34 points.
Yeah. It would have been nice to see, when Pendergrass, runs through that line, for maybe Austin Haley as free safety, kind of the last line of defense, be able to make a tackle. I would put his athleticism at least up against Pendergrass if that ever came to fruition. Let's do you want to go to stats real quick?
Yeah, we can do stats.
Go ahead.
We'll jump into the Howe Bulldogs stats. 2 quarterbacks playing for Howe tonight. Cooper Jones is 1 of 4 passing for 9 yards. He has an interception. Caleb McNutt is 3 of 9 passing for 67 yards and an interception. Receiving for the Bulldogs, Cooper Jones's 1 pass was to Caleb McNutt for 9 yards. Caleb McNutt's 3 completions are to Cooper Jones for 67 yards. Rushing for the Bulldogs, Cooper Jones has 11 carries for 38 yards. Antoine Radler has 11 carries for 49 yards. And Caleb Warman has 2 carries for 2 yards. On defense for the Bulldogs, Luis Gonzalez has a tackle. Ethan Mayo has a tackle, Malin Walker has a tackle, Charlie Vera has a tackle, and Wesley Inge has a tackle. Only 5 tackles in the first half. That's not successful defense. Now we'll jump into the Mineola offensive stats. Their quarterback, TJ Moreland, has only had to throw the ball 2 times tonight. He is 2 of 2 for 102 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dawson Pendergrass, we've talked about him. He is worth the price of admission here tonight. 8 carries for 167 yards and 2 touchdowns. One of those was 99 yards. He also took the first play Mineola had on offense for 75 yards, but there was a block in the back downfield, so he only got 25 yards on that carry. But on that drive, he ended up with 71 yards instead of 75, so it wasn't much difference. Receiving for Mineola, J.J. Gandy has 1 catch for 56 yards and a touchdown, and Brady Schrum has 1 catch for 46 yards and a touchdown. On defense, the Mineola Yellowjackets are led by Coy Anderson, who might be one of the best middle linebackers we've seen this year. He has 7 tackles in the first half. Adam Blaylock has 4 tackles and an interception, returned to the house for 6. Jamarcus Kennedy has 4 tackles. Drew Robertson has 2, TJ Moreland has 3, and then they have like 6 guys with just 1 tackle. So Mineola's they're making the tackles tonight.
Yeah, I guess too. Last we talked about with Monty about the 2016 game. When they played Mineola, Howe did lost that game 21-7. What do you remember from that game?
I remember one play at the goal line, and it was a 14-7 game at the time with about 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. 4th and 1 from the 1-yard line, and
who had the ball? I guess
Howe had the ball. The quarterback should have gave it to the running back. The running back launched himself into the end zone and was in, and the crowd celebrated, but the quarterback kept the ball and got tackled about at the 5-yard line for a 4-yard loss. Mineola's quarterback then took it 95 yards on the next play.
Oh, wow.
And then it was 21-7. And Mineola's next game, they played Pottsboro and beat them 49-7 in the playoffs. And then the next game was the state championship.
Had Howe played Pottsboro that year?
Yeah, Howe had played Pottsboro that year and got blown out.
Really? Wow.
That was the Hunter Watson year for Pottsboro.
Oh, yeah.
He was a transfer from Denison.
Oh, yeah. Carson, do you remember much? Did you?
Yeah, I was actually I was a JV call-up for that game. I was on the
sideline.
And I do remember, especially the quarterback, big scramble. Was it, you said 95 yards?
Yeah, and their quarterback was like...
Yeah, he was a very good dual threat thrower and runner. And that play just absolutely put the dagger in Howe that night. It took the air completely out of our sideline.
I think Monty had said this last year when he interviewed Coach Blackwell, the head coach for Mineola. Coach Blackwell, I believe, was the defensive coordinator, and he said that Howe was one of their toughest opponents they had to play against during those playoffs.
I believe Howe was the only team in those playoffs to hold Mineola under 40 points, and it was 21-7 was the score. And it was like there was 2 minutes left, and Howe was on the 1-yard line about to tie the game, and then the next play the quarterback broke a long run.
Wow.
And like Carson said, it took all the energy out of the stadium for Howe.
Wow. Where was that game played at?
That game was played in Royce City.
Royce City, okay. Do we want to take a break and then just come back and do highlights? All right, this is the Rapid Electric halftime show. 34-0, Yellowjackets lead the Bulldogs. We'll take a break. We'll come back here with highlights.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's BUCKSNORTBBQ.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there.
Welcome back. We are going to do some highlights real quick. We are going to recap the first half, which has not been a great first half for Howe by any stretch of the imagination whatsoever. Have you got that plugged in? Do we know what we're doing? Here we go. So I'm going to turn the crowd mic down just a little bit because the band from Mineola High is about to play, and they'll drown me out, I'm pretty sure. So Howe started out with the football first. Not much doing offensively tonight for Howe. I'll just be honest. It's not happened. They drove 4 plays and punted. Of course, there's reasons for that. All-time leading passer Austin Haley not in the game. Carson Daniels not in the game. They're trying to go with Cooper Jones and McNutt swapping at quarterback, and so a lot of different type of situations going on with the offense. None of it has produced any points just yet. Mineola started their first drive at their own 25-yard line with 9:39 on the clock. Quickly went 4 plays, 75 yards, and scored on a 21-yard touchdown by Dawson Pendergrass.
Orland is going to give to Pendergrass over left guard. Slips through that just like warm butter, like a warm knife through butter, on his way for a 21-yard touchdown around the.
That gave Mineola the lead 6-0 at the 8:28 mark after Martinez missed the first PAT, but he made all of them beyond that point. Howe took the ball at their own 18, drove 9 plays actually before they had to punt. Mineola took it at their own 6-yard line, and Luis Gonzalez made a great play on Pendergrass, pushing him back to the 1-yard line, which we all knew what was coming. A 99-yard touchdown by Dawson Pendergrass.
Moreland, about 5 yards deep in the end zone, is going to hand off to Pendergrass with a lot of room in front of him. He breaks two tackles on his way to the house, to the 30, to the 40, to the 50. Inge is the only one that could catch him. He does catch him at the 15, but he sidesteps him. 99 yards for Dawson Pendergrass.
I've always wanted to call a 99-yard run, but not for the other team. So Pendergrass scores. That capped off the 2-play 94-yard drive. Took a 1:01 off the clock and gave the Yellowjackets a 13-0 lead with 3:20 left to go in the first quarter. Howe took it at their own 25-yard line and went 4 plays and punted. Gave it back to Mineola at their own 44-yard line, and they only needed that 1 play on a touchdown pass from T.J. Moreland to the wide receiver J.J. Gandy.
And Moreland drops back in the gun, drops back 3 steps, looking down the field, looks right, throws left. All alone at the 20-yard line is Gandy, and he goes in for the score.
He was stopped a moment at the 5-yard line, but they broke the tackle of Caleb Warman and went in for the touchdown. That made it 20-0 after the 1-play 56-yard drive. Left a 1:24 on the clock. Howe took it at their own 25-yard line, drove 4 plays and punted into the second quarter. Mineola got it at the Howe 46-yard line, and it only took them 2 plays this time to score, and it was a Moreland to Brady Schrum 46-yard touchdown pass.
Drops back 3 steps, hammers it down the field. It's going to be caught at the 35. Easy pickings. On the way for the score is going to be the slot receiver Brady Schrum.
2 plays, 46 yards for Mineola. Took 51 seconds off the clock, and that brought our new score to 27-0 with 10:54 left to go in the second. Howe's next drive was probably their best, as they started at the 17-yard line, drove 8 plays until catastrophe happened on this play.
Drops back 3 steps, fires the screen out. It's intercepted. That's going to be Adam Blaylock running it back to the house. Jones is the only one close, but jumping the route was Blaylock.
And he went 80 yards for the score to give Mineola a 34-0 lead with 6:25 left to go in the second. Howe took it at their own 31 and drove 11 plays down the field all the way to the 20-yard line, but a snap got away from Cooper Jones, and he turned around and just heaved it down the field without looking at anyone, just turned around and chunked it, and it was intercepted a yard deep in the end zone, and that basically concluded the first half as Howe was unable to get points on the board. Mineola 34 points on the board. We're at the half. Mineola's band is playing. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back right after this.
an old school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Can I get a wrench? Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
So it's 34-0. We're at the half. Mineola is playing. Just grab that. Mineola's band is playing. Of course, there's competition tomorrow, so the bands are going to have a long night tonight and a long day tomorrow. A big weekend for the band programs, both Mineola and Howe. Let's talk with Jake Roberts. You good? Let's talk with Jake Roberts for a moment. You run a little organization called Howe Podcast 101. What is that?
I guess we kind of just do it's a local show. Think of it as a radio show, but not live. I think that's kind of what sums it up for us. We dive through, we kind of dissect some of the Howe games that have gone on. We go over some NFL games that have passed through the week. We like to interview a lot of local figures. We just had on Dan Thomas, who was released by KXII. Fired by KXII for some medical issues. But if you want to check that out, we'd certainly love you to do that. You can go to how101.com and
And where can they find you on YouTube?
Just search How Podcast 101. I think, honestly, I'm pretty sure the first one that shows up is the interview with you. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So yeah, you can just search us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts. Basically anywhere that you can get podcasts, you can find us there.
So the interview with me, is that still the longest one? I'm pretty long-winded. Is that right?
Well, you and Coach Simmons. So those kind of tied. I think, I don't know.
Coach Simmons can talk too.
Yeah, it wasn't one question. We asked you, tell us a little bit about yourself, and it went 25 minutes. I don't even know how.
Well, there's a lot there. There's a lot on the bone there.
Yeah, definitely.
I only start scratching the surface.
Hey, that's better than somebody just coming in and just giving you a one-liner, and just yes.
Yeah, we've had that before. That's tough. It's hard to work with.
So at least you got somebody who's kind of elaborates and kind of gives you a lot of content.
Other than me, who's the second best interview you've done?
Way to word that. I would probably say the one that we just did with Dan Thomas was excellent. I mean, he really explained his situation well, and he told us a blooper about how when he was calling so he said that they were looking at first day of school pictures, and they got a picture of a kid who was going into the 8th grade, and on the thing it said 2008 to 2020, kind of like he had passed away. So he's reading on there, and then he's like, "Whoa, well, I guess this young man has passed away."
Oh, that's not good.
On the air, but he hadn't. It was just.
Oh, good.
I don't know how that had happened, but yeah.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, crazy things can happen when you're live. For sure.
I mean, like having to move our table down.
Yeah, we had to do that earlier. Yeah. So good job, very nice. Tell us about your crew. Who do you have on the air with you?
Well, we have my co-host Lucas Mitchell, who you interviewed last week.
Yes,
on the
he's a Bandsman of the Week.
Yeah, he's probably over there. I texted him earlier. I don't know if he's here or not. Our engineer Noah Riley, he does a great job of engineering. We came in having no idea what to do. It was pretty rough at the beginning, I'll be honest, but he stepped it up for sure. And sometimes we have Thomas Robertson, he's more of just there, I think.
Okay,
I think he's kind of just.
You need some of those.
Yeah, and it's like our, we call it our live studio audience and.
Laugh track.
Well, we have that. We have our own laugh track that, and just hit a button and just laugh.
All right, I like that.
How many episodes have y'all recorded so far?
Ooh, I think 46.
That's pretty good.
I think I'll double check that, but I believe 46.
Let me tell you, has it been about a year when you started?
Yeah, it's been a little over a year.
So I remember you starting this a year ago, and you were on fire about this, and we were kind of,
yeah, 46.
We were kind of just giggling about it.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this is cute and all.
Yeah.
And he came out with merch. So he had, like the first episode, they had all kinds of
all kind of swag,
clothing and coffee mugs and all kinds of stuff for the Howe Podcast 101. We were like, my gosh, you've had one episode. Slow down a little bit. But hey, the merch works. Hey, people. It's a good way to get yourself out there.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I've got a hat on right now that is.
He's wearing merch.
Yeah.
So I think the band is wrapped up. The Bulldogs are coming to the tunnel. Mineola is making their way on the field, doing some stretches in the end zone. Thank you, Jake Roberts, for telling us about Howe Podcast 101. It's a great little program you have over there. The Bulldogs are going to have to figure out Dawson Pendergrass in the second half, Justin White.
Yeah, I would say if we had second half adjustments, you kind of hope maybe Pendergrass is taking it easy. If I was Mineola, I would probably do that too, being that he's coming in, just like I said, a little banged up, and get him ready for the last couple of games and playoffs.
I was talking to the great Brad Murphy a moment ago during the break while y'all were doing your thing, and I told Brad, I said, if I'm Mineola, I'm going to give Dawson Pendergrass one more series, and then we're going to put him in an ice bath for the rest of the game and try to give him the night off and get him rested up for the remainder of district, not needing him tonight for sure. Had Dawson Pendergrass, what's amazing, I was looking at, for Mineola in the first half. Get this. Here come the Bulldogs through the tunnel. Mineola Yellowjackets ran 9 plays in the first half.
Wow.
9 plays and offensive plays and scored on 4 of them. Only 5 plays in the first half that Mineola did not score on.
Blake's got something here.
But Blake's going to correct me, I'm sure.
I have it at 11 plays.
Oh, wait, whoa. Well, I think, you know what? You are correct because there was 2 right before the end of the half, and that's what it was.
There was only 1 right before the half.
I've got 20 and 22-yard line.
Did you did you start with the holding penalty? Because he got yards on that play before the first play they ran, the 75-yard touchdown they got. He only got 25 yards out of it.
Yes.
You have that one? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I have Pendergrass with no, I have 10 plays. You're right. 10.
10 plays, yeah.
He has 7 carries for 167. There's 2 passes, and then Carson Davis has a carry.
So 10 plays for Mineola in the first half, and they scored on 4 of them.
Wow.
And here comes Mineola through their I guess there's a curtain at the bottom of the M. I'm trying to figure out how in the world do you run out of that box? But there it is. There's a curtain. It's like the Wizard of Oz back there. So they've made their way to the sidelines. Boy, their band, they've got like a college band, right?
They do have a big band.
It is a, that's a Friday night big-time band right there.
Well, remember, this is a big school. This is, 493 enrollment compared to Howe, 356. I mean, there's a lot of kids over there. This is a big 3A school.
Yeah, it really is. And it's like Howe playing Denison.
Yeah,
it's kind of on the field and with the band. Howe's got a great band also. They'll be in competition tomorrow, we'll remind you. Both bands are outstanding for Class 3A.
Is that the one in Salina?
I believe that's right. Mm-hmm. I have to check and make sure. I hope I'm right. I think that's right.
Is it? Okay. They have a competition somewhere.
We were thinking it might be in Salina. I asked Buck Rose, but all he knows is fishing. He was telling me where the watering hole is over here a while ago. I'm sure he. So Howe coming back out onto the field. They'll be kicking off to Mineola. Mineola will be moving right to left as the Bulldogs, Daniel Del Angel, will tee it up for the Tech Wave kickoff. And the competition tomorrow is in Denton.
Denton, okay.
Thank you, Buck Rose. Thank you, Pam Lankford. Kirby. And I'm told they will perform at 11:30 tomorrow in Denton. So that'll be
Good.
make your way over there if you can. Dill Angel looks like he's about to onside kick this thing, and why not? 34-0, Mineola in the lead. The onside kick is coming, and it's going to bounce and be taken by Mineola. An up man who will slide down at the 48-yard line, just shy of midfield. And hey, I don't blame them at all. I do that every time. I would do it every time.
I was thinking when they get ready to kick off, it's like surely you don't kick this thing long and hope one of their athletes returns it back.
So Mineola will come out on offense, moving right to left, just shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. And again, I would give Pendergrass maybe one series, but I don't even think he's coming out here. Blaylock appears to be the back.
Pendergrass is here. He's in the near side here.
He's in the slot. Okay.
Yep.
So Moreland is in the gun, but I don't know who's standing next to Moreland. Again, those numbers are just.
Maybe Davis.
It is Davis. As he turns around, now I can see the lone one digit back there. The skinny digit. And now we're waiting on the officials.
I don't know what we're waiting on here.
The referee, Gary Guthrie, is talking to...
I think they're talking about the scoreboard's only saying Howe has 2 timeouts already, and we just started the second half.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're right. As if they don't need to start taking timeouts away from us.
I don't think we'll use them, but we want that clock moving.
Yeah, I don't think we want timeouts at all, do we?
No, they should give both teams 0 and just.
Yeah, I wonder if somebody just say, just don't worry about it, just go, just play.
So again, we're still waiting. The officials are talking to the Mineola coaching staff, though. There's some discussion being held over there, but maybe they are just talking about the timeout. Well, we've had 10 plays in the first half by Mineola, and they scored on 4 of those 10 to bring us our score 34-0. We're trying to get underway here in the second half, but some miscommunication about maybe a timeout and something else happening.
It's got to be more than that.
I would think so.
Is it? I wonder if it's the play clock.
Play clock is not working, or at least it's not on. There it goes. And it just now popped out, flashed off again. It's flashing on and off. So maybe they're working on the play clock, and that perhaps is what's happening, and now it's on. And the officials are looking like they're coming back on the field. So there you go, Justin. You figured it out.
I figured it out. All right.
So Moreland will be in the gun.
And,
now
still 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they didn't fix that, did they? So and Blizzard says we're not going to need them anyway. I mean,
stopping the clock is the last thing.
I tell you what, some people in the audience here are like, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want. We got a long drive ahead of us anyway. We don't need to be standing here for 10 minutes waiting on some play clock issue. And now you can hear the whistle as we're just about ready for action. Davis will stand to the right of Moreland, who's in the gun, moving right to left, just shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. And Moreland has to look to the side for the play. Come on, you should have done that during the timeout or the delay of action. Moreland is going to drop back. He wants to throw near side. That's going to be Pendergrass as Warman hangs on and tackles him at the ankles for about a 4-yard gain. And Warman just went to the knees and just tried to bite his knees off.
Well, he read that. He was just kind of a quick out there to Pendergrass, and Warman saw it coming and just went and grabbed him at his thighs and his knees and brought him down.
So Davis again in the backfield. Pendergrass goes to the slot on the far side. Moreland now looks to the side. There's 3 receivers up top. Gandy down here at the bottom by himself. And Davis in the backfield, and this will be a give to Davis right up the middle, looking for yards and can't do it. He's slung backwards, maybe a loss of a yard. They'll give him, I guess they're going to give him forward progress to about to the line of scrimmage at the 48.
Well, that defensive line looked good there. Jaron Grisham lead the way on that tackle. And is this for the first time tonight they put him in 3rd down?
Yeah, it has to be. Thirteenth play of the game coming up for Mineola.
Man.
Third down and about 5 as Moreland rolls out to the right. Right-handed quarterback looks, fires, throws. It's going to be caught for a first down at the 20 or 30-yard line, rather. And on the reception is going to be his slot receiver, Brady Schrum, who caught a touchdown in the first half. So a new set of downs for Mineola inside the 30. They'll spot it at the 27-yard line. 21-yard gain for Schrum, and the clock rolls at 10:22. 2 slots and 2 wides. Moreland looks right side, throws, flare out of the backfield. Davis makes the catch, spun out of bounds. Inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line.
You said Davis right there in the flats, had 4 receivers out wide, and just a quick pass there to the flats, and gives enough close to a first down. And it gets out of bounds and unfortunately stops the clock.
9-yard gain for Mineola. Brings up second down and 1 as they turn and look for the play. Davis again in the backfield along with Moreland. Pendergrass split out wide to the right. The ball goes over Moreland's head. He has to go back to the 40-yard line, picks it up. He heaves it down in the end zone. Jump ball in the end zone is incomplete. And that could have been disastrous as Moreland pulled a Cooper Jones there, picked it up off the turf, turned and fired towards the end zone.
You know, I thought that was going to be almost kind of like Commerce 2 years ago with Jalen Wilson, except Moreland wasn't running the ball. He was just throwing the ball. And I thought the receiver, was that to Pendergrass?
I think it might have been.
He was about to go up there and get it, and I was like, this may be disastrous. This may be the worst thing to happen for the ball to go over his head.
Well, it's third down and 1, and guess who's going in the backfield?
Best athlete on the field.
In the 4-county area, Pendergrass will stand to the right side of Moreland. And a snap is back to give to Pendergrass, left tackle. He escapes through, and he does what he does so well. He splits the defenders on his way for an 18-yard touchdown. Almost untouched. 9:56 on the clock here in the third quarter, and Mineola bumps their lead up 40-0, awaiting the PAT.
There was nothing complicated about that. Just a draw at the middle, just hand off to Pendergrass. He went straight up the middle, hurdled a guy, maybe one of his own men, and basically untouched in the end zone.
6 plays on the drive, covered 52 yards. Martinez on for the PAT. It's up. There's whistles before this one can get underway, and we'll have to check the flag. The PAT looked like it was good, but we'll check the flags here. Any indication?
False start against Mineola.
So they'll back that one up and try to boot it through again. 9:56 on the clock. Again, your scoring drive, your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Mineola. 6 plays, 52 yards. It was an 18-yard touchdown by Dawson Pendergrass, which gives us our new score 40-0, and we're still awaiting the PAT. I think that's Davis to hold. Is that a new holder? Is that Davis to hold? Because earlier in the game it was Anderson, but I can't tell. Martinez to try to boot it through. It's on the tee. The kick is up and blocked. And coming to the nearest, the ball's on the turf. A scramble for it. And it's going to be down at about the 11-yard line.
Positive.
Yep. So 40-0 our score remains. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Gonna get a wrench. Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
Your Tech Wave kickoff about to be booted in the air. Hey, kudos to Michelle Carney, who's always taking pictures of the Howe Bulldogs and the cheerleaders and the band and Spike. She drives all the way over here to all the games, road games, and this one's a very far road trip. So kudos to Michelle Carney. And when you see her, thank her for all the pictures that she gives, and she does that at her own free will. And what a great thing to do for the city of Howe and the school district. And the Tech Wave kickoff is going to be banged down at the 1 yard line and finally rolls into the end zone. Warman was watching it. It hit at the 1 and bounced straight up and then bounced again at the 1 and then finally rolled over.
I was about to say, I was like, if the thing took another bounce, he's going to need to do something with it.
So there's 9:56 on the clock. Howe's going to come out on the field for the first time on offense in the second half. Not much on offense tonight, Justin White.
There really hasn't. He's been switching quarterbacks a lot. I'm really kind of curious to see if McNutt is back in there, and whether or not he'll start at quarterback. It looks like he will start at quarterback. But they've been alternating quarterbacks. You know, it looks like the snap with the center has improved over the course of the first half.
Well, they're still trying to snap left-handed, and that's been an issue as Mineola moves on a shift. Snap back to McNutt. He wants to throw the swing pass out to Warman, and it's incomplete. It was over his head, and that'll bring up a second down and 10 for Howe from their own 25-yard line.
A lot of window dressing there. You had, was that Hicks and was that maybe Grisham there? I can't remember.
I believe you're right.
Moving to the right side, and then they had a man in motion. I think that was Warman. And McNutt didn't see anybody there, then tried to throw the swing pass out to Warman and just went to the hands of Warman. Then he should have caught that.
So Duty will come split out wide to the right side. And Jones Jones in the slot. And Warman in the slot. Huff all alone up top. Here's a handoff to Rattler, who goes over right guard and squirts his way through for maybe 3 yards near the 28-yard line. And one of the bright spots tonight has really been Rattler.
It really has. He's
running.
He's had some pretty good runs. Do you remember what his first half was? Rattler was.
He was 11 for 49 in the first half.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all. It's about 4.5 yards to carry.
So Jones will now go in at quarterback. It's third down and long. Usually third down and long situations have been McNutt passing, but here's Jones on 3rd and 7. 9:07 on the clock. 6 on the play clock. Jones rolls out right, wants to throw, and now he's going to tuck it and try to get the first down himself, but he can't do it. His legs are taken out from him by Anderson right at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring a 4th down and 7.
I'm not sure if that was just a quarterback design run, like just a power to the right side, because he looked like he was sprinting out to the right to maybe throw downfield, but he tucked it under pretty quickly and tried to get the yardage, and Mineola was waiting on him.
So Malin Walker still snapping left-handed, and they've obviously improved a lot throughout the game. But earlier, and now he puts both hands on the ball as Cooper Jones is going to go back to punt this thing away. And Jones gets off a high, wobbly kick. Going to go back to the 31-yard line. Gandy catches it on a fly, now goes from left to right. All the way now up the right hash, now coming back to the near side, and going to be brought down by Duty at the 43-yard line. And Huff wanted a flag on the play as he got hit in the back.
He got hit pretty good. Good job there by Duty to save that tackle, because Gandy was starting to kind of had some blocks materializing, and he was starting to find some open field.
They'll spot the ball at the 45-yard line on the Mineola side of the field, just shy of midfield. Now, the Yellowjackets moving right to left. The orange Yellowjackets, or the honey mustard Yellowjackets.
Yellowjackets, yeah.
And the defensive line for the Howe Bulldogs will be Charlie Vera, Jaron Grisham, and Malin Walker. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Mineola. And this will be a handoff to Davis, running left tackle. And he's going to be tackled after about a first down gain by Colin Murphy and company. Also in there was Luis Gonzalez. And they'll give him 10 right at the marker. So they'll move the sticks here. It'll be another 1st and 10.
Just a draw off the middle there for Davis. And I guess that is that the end of the night? Well, no. I guess Pendergrass is still in there.
He's in a slot to the right side. Yeah. And they do run him all over the field. He's also a dynamic punter.
Mm-hmm.
Just an outstanding athlete.
And only a junior.
Yeah, crazy. He was good last year.
He was.
Hand off to Davis to the right side. He's hit hard, but not after he picks up about 4 yards on first down.
You know, talking about Pendergrass, like I said, he's offers from UTSA, Baylor, and Arkansas, but he's visited LSU. He's visited Notre Dame. So it'll be interesting to see how he's still got another year to play.
You know, just think about last year at Bulldog Stadium, Pendergrass and Snead in the same backfield. That was something else. And it's 2nd down and 7. And Moreland will drop back in shotgun formation, as he always does. Davis to his right. Moreland wants to throw. It's going to be a low pass caught out by Gandy, who breaks the tackle and now rolls down the left side. Still trying to keep his feet, fighting for yardage, and does. It was Warman who couldn't bring him down to begin with. And then Gandy just kind of played footsies with everybody else and picked up some more yardage.
Went forward, went back, went sideways, cut left, cut right.
One of those, right?
Yeah, he was. And Bulldogs did a decent job staying in front of him. He was able to get a couple extra yards out of it.
20-yard pickup for Gandy, most of it after the reception. 3 receivers to the right side. Davis still in the backfield with Moreland, and Pendergrass will be a near slot to the right. Snap back. Moreland looks right, throws. It's going to be incomplete, I believe, unless it was an outstanding fingertip catch off the ground. And apparently it is. Is that Pendergrass?
I don't know, but I didn't think that was complete.
It's not Pendergrass. But they're going to spot the ball at the 22-yard line, so I guess it's incomplete.
I thought that was maybe number 23, Braden Alley, I thought. But the 3s and the 2s, you can't tell.
Moreland in the gun. 2 receivers to the near side, and this is going to be a handoff to Davis up the middle. Escapes. He's got room, and Huff is going to make the tackle at the 11-yard line. They'll give him the 10. Another first down for Mineola.
Boy, and Huff is kind of slow to get up as well on that tackle.
They'll give him the 11, so an 11-yard gain by Davis. 5:37 here in the third. The clock is rolling, and Howe can't wait for it to roll out. Run the ball. What was my final thought? Run the ball, get the heck out of East Texas. Yes, sir. Snap back Moreland. Davis right side, trying to bounce it out. Escapes one tackle. He's in the end zone. Touchdown Mineola, as Davis is on the board for the first time. That one 11 yards and bumps up the score for Mineola 46-0, awaiting the PAT.
Well, they're not trying to pile it on. I mean, they're just running their plays. I mean, Davis is a second-string running back. He's behind Pendergrass.
Yeah, and they only got to run 10 plays in the first half.
So
they've got to get some work in, right? You don't want to get rusty.
We should pick Davis as our starter because he's pretty solid out there.
He's pretty good. Martinez on for the PAT. It's on the tee. The kick is up. This time it's not blocked. It's up, and that one is good. 47-0, our new score here at Meredith Memorial Stadium in Mineola, Texas.
This is more than a bundle. This is way more than a combo deal. It's your sanctuary, your home field. It's where everything happens. This is your home, your car, your memories. And you want to be sure they're protected with home and auto insurance. As your State Farm agent, I get it. That's why I'm here here to help life go right. My name is Ed Meacham, and I'm your Howe State Farm agent. Give me a call at 903-892-3923 or on the web at mredinsurance.com.
At Grayson Cullen Electric Cooperative, GCEC, we have been around for over 80 years and are governed by 7 principles: open and voluntary membership, democratic member control, members' economic participation, autonomy and independence, education, training, and information, cooperation among cooperatives, and concern for community. One of our communities is Howe, Texas, and GCEC is proud to support the Howe Bulldogs.
6 plays, 55 yards on your hit exterior scoring drive recap for Mineola. Took 2 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock, and it was an 11-yard touchdown run by Carson Davis to bring us our new score, 47-0. There's 5:17 left to go in the third, and we're just about ready for the Tech Wave kickoff. Warman back deep, all alone, will stand at about the 7-yard line. He'll be flanked by Antoine Rattler and Landon Duty, and the kick is going to be fair catch called for at the 32-yard line, and that's Caleb McNutt making the catch, and here come the Howe Bulldogs back on the field out on offense, moving left to right. It'll be their second possession here of the second half, and you're hoping it'll take all 5:17 off the clock.
Yeah, I think you try to run the first two downs. And maybe if they have to pass on that, we really want to run every play right now and like I say, get out of here, but there may be some pass plays mixed in.
So Cooper Jones comes in at quarterback on 1st and 10. Left to right goes Howe. Duty split out wide to the left. This will be a jet sweep, or they're going to fake it to Warman coming from left to right. Cooper Jones keeps it, maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage. Not much doing there. It'll be 2nd down and 10 coming up. Maybe 9. They'll give him a yard.
Jones kept that run right in the back of Luciano Vasquez. I don't know why he couldn't just go around Vasquez. I guess he was just trying to follow that block.
So ball at the 25. A yard for Jones. And he'll stay in the game at quarterback, and Rattler will now go in a slot. An empty back look with Jones all alone at the quarterback position. 2 receivers near side. Now Rattler goes jet sweep. They fake it to him. Jones is going to keep it again right up the middle. He's hit hard right at the line of scrimmage, and again 3rd down and 9 coming up as Jones goes nowhere. He tried to follow Malin Walker right up the middle and was hit hard right in the mouth by those big cats up the middle.
I'll say this: that interior line is starting to tighten up, and they're kind of starting to read here this jet sweep and faking the jet sweep, and then Jones carrying it.
Duty will come near side, split out wide with Jones in the slot. McNutt goes to quarterback. Rattler will stand just right beside him to the right. 2 receivers up top, movement up front, no flags, and McNutt wants to heave it down the field, goes up, and Duty makes the catch for a 1st down right at midfield. And Howe with a fresh set of downs.
Well, the difference there when you rolled out was a chance for McNutt to kind of stop, plant, and fire. It seemed like he had been kind of throwing on the run or off balance there for the last couple of quarters.
That's what the Blizzard's been calling for. Pocket passing.
Yeah. Not just throwing off balance and off your back foot. Sit there and plant and fire.
Ball at the 49-yard line on the Mineola side of the field. And McNutt is hit hard, but he hands off to Rattler, who escapes a couple of tackles and runs for about 4 yards to the 45-yard line. Good run again by Rattler.
Rattler has been kind of the bright spot. Him and Cooper Jones. Cooper Jones receiving the ball, catching the ball, have been the bright spots on this offense.
2:59 on the clock. It's rolling. Howe with the ball at the Mineola 45-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side. And McNutt rolls out right. Wants to throw deep down the field, across the middle, and Jones, it goes in and out of his hands. It would have been a 1st down catch, but he went up for it and tried to turn around before he caught it. That happened earlier to McNutt.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wonder sometimes, too, he hear footsteps because there was a defender coming right at him that would have Gonna light him up if he caught that.
So now a 3rd down and 6 situation for the Bulldogs. Moving left to right at Mineola's 45-yard line.
4-down territory.
Got to be. Jones split out wide to the near side. McNutt in at quarterback. Huff up top, rolling right as McNutt. Looking for Jones, and now fires. Warman makes the catch, but that's only going to be good for a yard, and now they say he didn't catch it. It falls incomplete. Anderson in coverage. And Howe is going to have to go for it here on 4th down and about 6.
Again, McNutt kind of under duress there as he tried to roll out. But you're right. I kind of I don't like these rollouts either. I kind of like just dropping back, 3-step drop, 5-step drop.
4th and 6 coming up with McNutt at quarterback and Rattler to his right. Jones will go to a slot near side. It's Duty split out wide to the right. Warman in the slot far side and Huff up top. McNutt throws right side. It's going to be incomplete, looking for Duty. And it goes in and out of his hands. He had to go down to try to make the catch, and he gets up a little gingerly, but the ball will go over on downs. Duty was open.
It was.
It just it was a little bit of a low throw, and he couldn't dig it out.
Just kind of a pass across the middle there. And it was kind of found an opening there in the middle of the defense, and that was a low throw, but that was definitely catchable.
So with 2:29 left to go in the 3rd, Mineola will take over possession here. You know, these players are, you got to give it to them. You know, how that, gosh, this is not an easy situation to be in. You know, you're missing a lot of starters tonight. And you're facing off a team with 200 more kids in high school than what you have. Moreland is going to hand off to Davis up the middle, slices through for about 6 yards on 1st down. And we'll go down at right about the 50. I think Murphy might have been in there. They'll spot it at the 49, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you think about the kids. I mean, they've been going through this all year. They've been going through it all last year. And you got to hope at some point they can catch a break. They got a game against Bonham next week that is winnable, but that's starting to get Bonham
is starting to look better and better each week.
They are, so it may not be as easy as you thought it was to start the season.
2nd down and 4 for Mineola. Pistol look with Davis behind Moreland. He'll get the carry coming left. Not even touched to the 40. Makes a move. He missed. Jaron Grisham misses, and Cooper Jones finally brings him down along with Charlie Vera at the 31-yard line.
Well, Davis in open field has a lot of moves there, a lot of shimmy and shake to him. Made a lot of Bulldogs miss, including Grisham there.
Clock continues to wind. 1:19 here in the 3rd. Still a decent crowd for Mineola, but at halftime, a lot of them cleared out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were here to see their award-winning band. That with the lopsided scoreboard, they didn't stick around. They're not here as many. Here's Davis again, and he knifes through the left side looking for room, and finally has close to a 1st down at about the 22-yard line.
A lot of Bulldog fans staying around.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to drive this far, you might as well stay
the whole game.
Yeah. You know, you hope you get some help from the UIL next year. Howe has really, really taken it on the chin with the realignments the past couple of times. 5 students over the mark, 6 students over the mark. Just can't catch a break. And not only that, this year, this past realignment took them into this powerhouse district 90 miles away. Handoff to Davis, right side, escapes a tackle, and is brought down hard at the 10-yard line by Luis Gonzalez. But again, another 1st down for Mineola. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Thankfully, we're only 12 minutes away from the end of this thing. We'll be back.
Coach, we have a problem.
What's that?
We're cheerleaders, and we don't feel very highly motivated today.
What? I don't want to hear talk like that. You know what you girls need? You need some handmade onion rings, a burger, tots, and a shake.
That actually sounds really good.
Now are you motivated?
Yes, sir!
Sir! This is how you Sonic.
It's not just good.
It's Sonic good.
Whoa, those onion rings really bring the hammer down.
This is Michelle Castle with Guild Mortgage, welcoming you to Howe Bulldogs football. Guild has been delivering on the promise of home to hundreds of thousands of people just like you for over 60 years. With a big heart and a desire to serve, we're committed to making life better in our communities. This is where we live, and we're committed to building it with you.
Guild Mortgage is an equal housing lender company. NMLS 3274. Michelle Castle. NMLS number 231122. Branch address 714 North Travis Street, Sherman, Texas 75090. All loans subject to underwriting approval. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to change without notice.
We switch sides of the field, and Mineola has a 1st and 10 at the Howe 11-yard line. And now we go to the northwest side of the field. We determined this is a southeast to northwest, and now they're going to the northwest.
You know, looking at the score here in the district here, Monty, Commerce leads Raines 48-20. I'm still trying to figure out how their offense went 3 points last week against Howe. And
in 3 quarters.
In 3 quarters, and now they scored 48 tonight. I don't think they were missing anybody last week.
No, they were not. Howe played exceptionally well last week for 3 quarters on defense.
They really did.
At 62 yards at the half they allowed.
Mm-hmm.
It's outstanding. But tonight, too much Dawson Pendergrass, too much Moreland, too much East Texas, too many pine trees. So here comes Mineola back on the field. And Moreland will be in the pistol look with Davis right behind him. We're getting ready to start the 4th quarter. First play. And Moreland is going to hand off to Davis right up the middle. He's going to be brought down quickly by that's Landon Duty to make a great play right at the line of scrimmage. Actually, will they give him a yard? No, I think that's a no gain. And Duty made a great play off the edge.
He did, yeah. Come around that edge, or maybe unblocked, or shut his block pretty well, and able to take Davis down immediately.
Landon Duty's killer first step helped him beat his blocker.
Duty with the quick first step, right? Isn't that what we determined?
Killer, as Carson just
Killer first step. Moreland sends a man in motion, which is Pendergrass, I believe, and he's going to follow him around the left edge, looking for somewhere to go, slips one defender and falls down. Really good pursuit by the Howe defense to stretch out the Mineola. It's not a jet sweep, but it's kind of that type of play where you're trying to get to the edge. Howe did a good job of cutting it off.
It really did. Moreland is one of the fastest on this team. They got a 4x400 relay team that won state last year, and some of the guys that were on that squad were Brady Shrum, Moreland, Jackson Holland, who's not playing tonight, and then Kennedy, one of the other defensive backs. They got some speed on this.
A lot of speed. Moreland in the gun on 3rd down and 10. Rolls out left, looking to fire in the end zone, and this one is going to be incomplete. About 2 yards deep in the end zone, trying to hit a receiver, and on the far side, hard to see who that is with those gray jerseys and the orange numbers. It's hard to see, but we did see the ball pop out and roll around, so we know it's incomplete. It's 4th down.
Good thing he was rolling out there, because he had the tight end number 30 wide open across the middle. If he'd have just been in the pocket.
That big Balin Walker bearing down on him. He had to hurry up and get rid of that ball.
So an attempted 30-yard field goal by Martinez here to try to make it half 100. 10:19 on the clock. Anderson to hold. Martinez for a 30-yard field goal on the left hash. Snap back on the tee. Kick is up long enough, high enough, and it's good. Mineola's hit half 100. 10:13 left to go. We'll be right back.
Independent Financial is proud to support Howe ISD and their hardworking students, teachers, and staff. We share your vision for a brighter tomorrow and a championship season. For every challenge, Independent Financial has you covered. Our team can suggest a wide range of financial products to make your personal banking fast and easy. Plus, we have the know-how to deliver the game-changing business banking solutions. Independent Financial, your community in your corner. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
CoreFit Gym on Hanning Street in Howe is a full gym stocked with all the cardio and weightlifting equipment you could need. They also have a couple of new tanning beds. CoreFit Gym has 4 personal trainers available and features sports performance programs for athletes. At CoreFit Gym, memberships are only $40 for the entire family or $30 per individual. CoreFit Gym is on Facebook and located at 300 Hanning Street in Howe. Call them at 469-371-0603.
The Tech hit exterior scoring drive recap, 8 plays, 46 yards for Mineola. Took 4 minutes, 56 seconds off the clock. Capped off by a 30-yard field goal by Christian Martinez. Brings our new score 50-0. Mineola in the lead with 10:13 left to go in the game. And from the left hash, the Tech Wave kickoff is now in the air. It's a long kick, should sail into the end zone, and does. Warman just turns around and watches it, and Howe will start from their own 25. Good atmosphere tonight. Good Friday night electric atmosphere. 2 great bands. The stadium is beautiful. The turf. The only thing lopsided and ugly looking again is the scoreboard over there. But what a good atmosphere for Friday night.
It really is. It's a nice stadium.
We just got asked if you were Joe Buck, Monty.
Joe Buck?
Yeah, from Caroline's mom.
Wow. What did I do?
She walked in and just thought you were Joe Buck.
Oh, gosh.
Caroline's listening to us.
Oh, man. Well, here is Cooper Jones, and he's going to carry it around the left side, and good for a couple of yards before he's finally gang tackled by several orange-painted young men with gray jerseys on. And Cooper Jones will gain 2 yards.
8 yards.
Yeah. He'll need 8 yards for a first down. So give him the 27-yard line and bring up 2nd down and 8. There was an 8 in there somewhere. I was trying to pull it out.
Well, I think it goes without saying, you're at this point of the game. You've been that way for a while, or you're trying to get out here with nobody else injured.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Buck.
And I'm Troy Aikman.
So a timeout. Hey, Blizzard, they are going to use one of those timeouts. Somebody used one. Hey, how are we on spots? We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
You're invited to Bucksnort BBQ in downtown Van Alstyne, Texas. Your friends and neighbors say it's the best barbecue in North Texas. Now it's your turn to come taste the difference. Click on bucksnortbbq.com for complete information. That's BUCKSNORTBBQ.com. BucksnortBBQ.com has everything, including store location, menus, hours of operation, and much more. We'll see you there.
Welcome back. Just got a couple of spots we've got to get in before this one gets away from us. The game has gotten away from the Bulldogs tonight, 50-0, as they'll come back out here facing a 2nd down and 8 from their own 25-yard line. Cooper Jones on the first play ran for 2 yards around the left end from the quarterback position. He just kept it. Rattler will be to his right here in this set with Huff down here at the bottom all alone. 2 receivers up top are McNutt and Warman. Cooper Jones wants it, gets it. He's going to run right, hand off left. That's Rattler on the counter trap. And Rattler will gain maybe a yard, or will he get back to just the line of scrimmage? And just the line of scrimmage, apparently it's going to be 3rd down and 8.
I kind of like that counter play. I mean, hadn't ran it real much this year. I guess with Rattler there in the backfield, I kind of like that.
Yeah, Rattler is really got some moves, doesn't he?
He does. He's scored it through the holes a couple of times to get some extra yardage, get first downs. It's been a bright spot.
Here is Cooper Jones rolling out right, wanted to throw under pressure, hit as he threw, and the ball's going to fall incomplete. McNutt, the closest person around. It's going to be 4th down and 8. Somebody else was listening The wife was listening. And she says, never really liked the term gang tackled by several orange men. Like Willy Wonka.
Gang tackled.
Yeah. Willy Wonka. Hey, who would have had money on Willy Wonka being brought up in this broadcast tonight? Oompa Loompa. So now Howe's going to punt. And Blizzard says, why? It's 4th down and 8. Why? Just go ahead. So the punt is going to be a pretty good one by Cooper Jones. It's going to go all the way inside the 30. Ryan Huff will kill it at the 30-yard line. And Mineola will take possession there with 8:32 left to go in the game.
I guess you're trying to make them at least work for it, as opposed to. But I guess Blizzard's thinking the analytics says you should go for it.
I just feel like you're cutting your offense short today, especially. Like they need to be out there because, well, it's 50-0, so the defense does not need to be out there.
Well, hopefully the defense and are we in a situation where they can just have a running clock like Pee Wee football? Once you're up by so much, just run it.
I think you need to.
I think you have to be up 50-0 at the end of the third quarter, and it was 47-0 still.
Always no luck. Handoff to Davis up the middle. He fights through tacklers and is going to be brought down after about a 6-yard gain. And Ryan Huff gets up off the pile.
You know, they have something like that in six-man football. When you get up so many points, they call the game.
They just call it.
Just call it. I don't know if it's 50 or what it is, but there's a certain amount of points he gets up to. It's a mercy rule.
It is 50.
Is it 50?
Yes, sir.
So at this point, they would call this game in six-man.
Yes, they would have called it. We could have been on our 2-hour drive home.
Right. Carson Grogan getting chilly down there yet? And he's got shorts on.
A little chilly.
Here's a handoff to Davis. He's going to be brought down after a minimal gain. Malin Walker on the tackle with Aiden Burris. Gain of maybe 2 up to the 39-yard line. 3, give him 3 on that.
Now we're outside here tonight. We're back at home next week. Do we know the situation in Mount Vernon in 2 weeks if we're going to be outside?
I don't know yet. I'm not sure.
It's an old stadium.
It is an old stadium. Is that the only grass stadium in the district?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. I mean, last year we had two other grass stadiums. Of course, Bulldog Stadium ours and Winsboro, but both of those have been turfed this year. Lipscomb on the jet sweep from one side to the other. Escapes tackler is going to be finally driven out of bounds by McNutt after a first down run to the 44-yard line, shy of midfield.
I think once you get those turf stadiums, you get kind of spoiled by that, huh?
Yeah, at some point, Mount Vernon's going to be like, hey, we're the only one left. Mm-hmm. When are we going to do it?
Yeah.
But, there's a lot of tradition in Mount Vernon, too. And
there is.
Meredith Stadium over there, and gosh, to turf that thing is, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of tradition there. Buck Rose has left the scene. He's going to go try to find him some catfish somewhere. 44-yard line is where Mineola has it on a 1st and 10 look. Handoff Davis, who's getting a lot of looks here in the second half. And he'll be tackled after a yard gain by Charlie Vera. And I believe Ethan Mayo may have been on the stop there.
Yeah, they're running Davis, running those jet sweeps around. They're not passing the ball. They're just trying to get out of here too without injuries.
He has more carries in the second half than they did plays in the first half.
Ball at the 46, a 2-yard gain. Clock rolling at 5:33. Let's just keep it going. Handoff Davis again, right over right tackle, banged down. Huff hit him, didn't wrap up. McNutt hit him, didn't wrap up, but Davis fell down from all of the contact. And that'll be about, they're going to mark it at the 49, so a 3-yard gain. And 5:00. We hit the 5-minute mark. A little dance by Malin Walker out there to the beat of the band. Just kind of rocking back and forth. 50-0 Mineola in the lead. Why not? I mean, hey, just have fun at this point.
At this
just
point.
have fun.
That was my my final thought. Just have fun tonight.
Just have fun. 4:43 on the clock. This is going to be Davis again running over to the left side, and Ryan Huff is trying desperately to bring him down, and it's going to take everybody. And finally, it does take about 8 jerseys to bring him down.
But Davis is not a big kid, but he runs with authority. You know, he hits those holes hard,
and he had enough.
Doesn't go down easily. I'm sorry.
He had enough authority right there to move the sticks to the 44-yard line in Howe territory. You're right. He does run pretty well for a backup running back, right?
And just not a big kid.
How many other teams in our district would love to have him as their starter?
Uh-oh.
Movement up front on Mineola. It's going to be a false start. They'll back this one up a little bit.
Got a final over in Winsboro. Mount Vernon 41-21 over Winsboro.
Wow.
And Pottsboro has blown it open on Bonham 45-29. That's in the third quarter.
Ball will be spotted back at the 49 here. Carson Grogan, how has this the crowd changed on either side? Anything changed so far as we get to the final ticks of this game?
Just like you mentioned after halftime, the Mineola crowd kind of thinned out. Pretty steady. Both quarters gone on, and the.
We're losing you.
You get me now? Hello.
We must have. Did we pick up the wrong mic? Here is a bad snap, goes over Moreland's head. He has to go back and just dive on it. He falls on it. Luis Gonzalez helps him up off the turf at the 32-yard line. That's a huge loss of about 20 yards.
Probably a good thing he didn't try to pick it up and throw it. That may have stopped the clock.
Yeah, no doubt. Right now there's 3:08 and it's still rolling.
So just the fact that he just laid on it, I think he helped everybody out.
So it's second down and 30 something. Second down and 30.
Besides his negative stats there, didn't help that out.
Oh, that did not help out, did it? Wow, that's a big loss too. Moreland in the pistol look. Davis right behind him. Second down and 30. Handoff right side. That's Davis. He's got a seam on the right side. He's pushed out of bounds by Huff. And he'll go out of bounds at the 45-yard line, shy of midfield. Good for about a 12-yard gain there on second down and 30. And I'll bring up a third down and about 20. Somewhat in the area. 18 yards.
You know, these are hard on the kids, especially for Howe being on the losing end. They're hard on the broadcasters, too.
Yeah, it really is. It's kind of hard to find things to talk about.
I mean, you're just trying to get out of here, too.
Yeah.
Hard to stay motivated as well.
Yeah, it really is, especially when this is loss number 20 in a row for the Howe Bulldogs. 2-0.
Wow.
It's a handoff to Davis. Right up the middle, Cullen Murphy and Ryan Huff will combine on a tackle that'll take Mineola inside Howe territory to the 47-yard line. And that'll bring up a fourth down and 12 or 13 for Mineola. And we'll see, are they going to punt for the first time tonight? Pendergrass was coming on the field. I, for one, would just like to see him punt.
Yeah, I would like to, too. See how far he can.
Man, he can boom that thing, too. But he's not coming on the field. And there's a minute 28 on the clock. It's rolling. And maybe they're going to let it go down to 0 on the play clock, call a timeout, and then punt. Or they're going to go ahead and punt it away. Or they're going to go for it on 4th and 13. A minute 11 on the clock. Moreland is going to hand off to Davis, right side. He's hit by Murphy and others. And he's not going to get the first down. And Howe will force Mineola to turn the ball over on downs with a minute left to go in the game.
Well, good credit to Mineola. They could have gone. They were behind the sticks, 4th and long. They could have thrown it. Got the first down, but
there's a lot of class there by Luke Blackwell and company. This whole second half. I mean, they knew what Howe was up against. I'm sure it didn't take them long to figure out that Haley wasn't in the game, Daniels wasn't in the game, Ethan Lopez wasn't in the game. They didn't have their same team tonight.
Yeah. And they're trying to get out of here without any injuries too. And they've been beat up the last. They got beaten pretty good the last couple of games too. So.
Not only you got all those injuries, but you got a center snapping left-handed tonight. Here's Jones wanting to fire it deep down the field on the right side, and that one's going to be intercept. No, it falls incomplete. He was looking for McNutt on the home run ball, and he hammered it down on the right side. The ball falls incomplete. Stops the clock at 51 seconds.
It's taking knee time.
I would say so. So ball at the 44. It'll be second down and 10.
You don't keep coaching them up, trying to squeeze every play you can out of this?
Not with your backup quarterback.
Yeah, we're on the fourth quarterback right now.
Yeah, I think it's time to just, run the ball, get out of East Texas, right? Run the ball, kill the clock, get out of East Texas. And Jones wants to throw it deep down the field, middle of the field. Huff makes the catch at the 30. A pretty good gain there, and something for the Howe crowd who's still here to cheer about.
Got the hurry-up offense going here.
26-yard gain on the pass and catch from Jones to Huff. Clock rolling at 39 seconds.
They're trying to crack the goose egg here.
They're trying to get on the board, aren't they? McNutt split out wide to the right. Huff up top on the near side. The snap rolls back, and Jones has to pick it up. He's on the run. Somehow he didn't go down, and the ball gets away from Jones and goes out of bounds. And Mineola says they have it, but the officials say no, he got out of bounds. And all kinds of craziness happening right here.
Yeah, the ball was on the carpet first on the snap. Then he tries to run it around, loses the handle on that. Luckily got it back, and now
all in all, that's a 10-yard loss. And Mineola called a timeout?
Howe took a timeout.
So they're going to try to
4 seconds left in the game.
Down 50-0.
Yeah.
Timeout called.
Guess he wants to put one on the scoreboard.
Well, the crowd or the band or whoever it is chanting score, score, score.
Need to put the field goal unit out.
Try to kick a long one from here.
So that would be a 57-yarder by Daniel Del Angel.
Got to be a school record.
Yeah, the school record's 42. I know all about that one.
Might as well go for it right now.
57-yard field goal attempt by Daniel Del Angel? No. Surely not. Nope.
At this point, you throw it downfield and see if Cooper Jones can come down.
Cooper Jones does have a big arm. He can throw the football a long way.
But can he throw it that far in the air?
I don't. That's asking a whole lot.
Unless you have McNutt throw it, see if Cooper can go up and get it. Either way.
Yeah.
McNutt can get up too, though.
Last play of the game. Howe just trying to put points on the board. A last-ditch heave effort. We'll see what happens. Got to get the snap first. The last play lost 10 yards. Snap back is good. Cooper Jones wants to throw, turns, throws across the middle. Going to be caught by McNutt, and he goes down at the 17-yard line. And that is the ball game. Howe takes it on the chin tonight, 50-0, and have lost 20 in a row now, dating back to the latter part of the 2019 season.
Well, this one went about like what you thought it would.
What was the actual date of the last Bulldog victory?
I think it was October 18th, I believe.
I know it was October. I don't remember.
So it's been over 2 years?
It's been over 2 years. Yeah. With that horrible song playing in the background, we bring up that kind of bad news. But, yeah, the teams are shaking hands at midfield, and it's gonna be a long drive home, long bus ride home, long drive home for fans, for the band. A long day tomorrow for the band, a long bus ride home in the Sooner Schooner for the broadcasters. It's just a tough night overall, isn't it?
Well, like I say, you came in tonight, you had starters out, you're playing a good team. You just you're behind the 8 ball to begin with.
We're going to take a quick timeout, and we'll get ready for our Ann's Realty Group post-game show. right after this.
Since 2011, Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory has walked with hundreds of families through the most overwhelming time of their lives. Their job is simple: to make this season a little easier. What you can expect is a no-pressure, people-first philosophy, custom services for memorials that you'll remember forever, and reasonable pricing. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins have built a reputation over the past 30 years in the funeral business for making every family feel at home. Visit ScogginsFuneralHome.com or call 903-482-5225.
This is Coach Davey Dubose, former Bulldogs head coach and athletic director. Jody and I still love the Dogs and ask that you show your support by joining the Howe Athletic Booster Club. Their mission is the same as it was in the 90s. They support all Howe athletics, girls and boys, middle school and high school. Good luck to all the Howe teams in the coming school year.
This is Coach Jay. It's only $25 to become a member. From the alumni to the current fans and parents, we ask you to back the Dogs and become a member today. Visit Howe Athletic Booster Club on Facebook. Bulldog pride never dies.
I'm attorney Micah Belden, an old-school black and white Howe Bulldog. In criminal defense, you need someone who fights like a Bulldog. Call me now if you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas. My number is 903-744-4252. We'll set up a free consultation. You will find out that I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough. I'm board certified in criminal law by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization, Principal Office, Sherman, Texas. Visit my website at shermancriminallawyer.com.
If your air conditioner broke down, would you call an expert auctioneer?
Open up the air conditioner. Gonna get a wrench. Looking for a wrench in the toolbox. Looking for a wrench. Screwdriver. Got a screwdriver.
Yeah, no. You'd call the real air conditioning experts, Baker Air Conditioning and Heating. If you've heard you need expensive repairs, get a second opinion with Baker Air Conditioning and Heating, who have over 50 years experience here in Howe. Call 903-532-6255 or see them at 215 Denny Street. License number 004693C.
You're listening to the Ann's Realty Group post-game show.
All right, welcome back here to Meredith Memorial Stadium here in Mineola, Texas. I'm Justin White alongside Carson Grogan and Blake the Blizzard Burnett. This is the Ann's Realty post-game show. Bulldogs lose tonight 50-0 to the Mineola Yellowjackets. Tough one here tonight, Carson. Bulldogs, again, I talked about earlier, they had a tough time, knowing that their starters are out, playing a good team like Mineola with a guy like Pendergrass, and it pretty much went as expected.
Yeah, with the injuries Howe has sustained so far this year, people expect this outcome. That's what happened. And so far, I don't know the amount of games I've been on the sideline, but from a sideline watching Pendergrass, he's probably the best athlete football-wise I've seen in person. I mean, his ball carrier vision and cutback moves is something I haven't seen before.
Yeah, he really is impressive. We'll do scores real quick, and then we're going to go to stats, and then we may just get the heck out of here. Some finals tonight in the district. Rains loses to Commerce 55-20, and Mount Vernon was dominating Winsboro and then ended up pulling away. Winsboro started to come back, but they ended up pulling away 41-21 Mount Vernon over Winsboro. Still in the fourth quarter, Pottsboro started to pull away on that one against Bonham, 51-29. Bulldogs will take on Bonham for senior night next week back at Howe. Another game that we are kind of watching closely that is a final now. Sanger has defeated Crum 24-20. Maybe get a chance to do some playoff games there with them. Let's go ahead and get to stats. Blake, you want to go ahead and
I'll jump into stats in just a second. I want to talk about one game that's looking like it'll line up next week in the district. Pottsboro Mount Vernon will be playing for the district championship if Pottsboro holds on to beat Bonham. They're up 3 scores right now in the fourth quarter, so that should happen. That'll be an exciting game for the district, and we'll know who the number 1 seed is going into the playoffs after next Friday.
So that would determine first and probably second place.
Yes, it should determine first and second unless Pottsboro starts to play Winsboro the week after.
Yeah.
And Mount Vernon plays the Howe Bulldogs. So we'll see it.
see how that one turns out.
Shock the nation.
Shock the nation.
All right, so we'll jump into stats now. The Howe Bulldogs. 2 quarterbacks tonight. Cooper Jones was 4 of 8 passing for 57 yards with an interception. Caleb McNutt, 4 for 14 yards, 89 yards, and an interception. Cooper Jones had 15 carries for 41 yards tonight. Antoine Radler had 13 for 56. One thing about that, he had 11 in the first half, only 2 carries in the second half. Wish they'd have got him the ball a little bit more. Receiving tonight, Ryan Huff had 1 catch for 25. It was late in the fourth quarter. Caleb McNutt had 2 catches for 32. Landon Duty, 1 for 22. And Cooper Jones had 3 for 67. On defense for Howe, they were led by Luis Gonzalez with 5 tackles. And on Mineola's second play of the game, stopped Pendergrass 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage at the 1 yard line. But then the next play, Pendergrass took it 99 yards. So that was a very exciting play at the time. And then that happened. So Ryan Huff had 4 tackles. Caleb McNutt, 3. Colin Murphy, 3. Charlie Vera, 3. Caleb Warman, 3. Jaron Grisham, 2. Landon Duty, 2. Wesley Ainge, 2. Malem Walker, 2. Ethan Mayo, 2. And Cooper Jones, 1. Those are your tacklers tonight for the Bulldogs. We'll jump into Mineola's offense and then their defense. Offense, TJ Moreland, the quarterback, was 6 of 9 passing, 154 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was 2 of 2 at halftime. I was surprised to see him throw 7 more times in the second half, but he looked good throwing the ball tonight. Dawson Pendergrass, their all-world star, only ran the ball 8 times tonight, but he had 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. Their backup running back, Kason Davis, had 18 carries for 129 yards and a touchdown, 17 carries in the second half.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Receiving, J.J. Gandy had 2 catches for 76 yards and a touchdown, and Brady Schrum had 2 catches for 64 yards and a touchdown. On defense, they were led by Coy Anderson with 10 tackles, Adam Blaylock 6 and a pick 6, Drew Robertson 4, T.J. Moreland 3, Jamarcus Kennedy 4, Julian Ramos 2, Isaiah Gardner 1, Nate Griffin 1, Xavier Lipscomb 1, Chris Rosie 1, and Tanner Crenshaw 1. And that's all we got for the stats here tonight.
Let's go over the highlights and let's run the ball, kill the clock, and get the heck out of East Texas.
Let's do it.
Mineola started with the football first. No, Howe started with the football first. They went quickly 5 and punt, and they gave the ball over to Mineola with 9:39 left on the clock at their own 25-yard line. A 25-yard run by Pendergrass, another 25-yard run by Pendergrass, and then a 21-yard run by Pendergrass for the touchdown. Moreland is going to give to Pendergrass over left guard. Slips through that just like warm butter, like a warm knife through butter on his way for a 21-yard touchdown around the. That made it 6-0 after the missed PAT by Martinez after a 4-play, 75-yard drive. And Howe took the ball with 8:24 on the clock, drove 9 plays and had to punt. One of their better one of their better drives in the first half. Mineola took the ball on their next possession at their own 6-yard line after a punt. Luis Gonzalez made a great play on Pendergrass, pinning Mineola back at their own 1-yard line. But you know what happens when Mineola has Dawson Pendergrass at their own 1-yard line. Moreland, about 5 yards deep in the end zone, is going to hand off to Pendergrass with a lot of room in front of him. He breaks two tackles on his way to the house, to the 30, to the 40, to the 50. Ainge is the only one that could catch him. He does catch him at the 15, but he sidesteps him. 99 yards for Dawson Pendergrass. 2 plays. Yeah, you can't get any longer than that. 2 plays, 94 yards, 1:01 off the clock. And Mineola upped their lead 13-0 with 3:20 left to go in the first quarter. And then Howe got the ball at their own 25-yard line and had to punt it back to Mineola, who took it at their own 44. They only needed 1 play for Moreland to start throwing the football on his very first pass of the night to his receiver, J.J. Gandy. And Moreland drops back in the gun, drops back 3 steps, looking down the field, looks right, throws left, all alone at the 20-yard line is Gandy, and he goes in for the score. 1 play, 56 yards on the drive that only took 10 seconds off the clock. The PAT by Martinez made it 20-0 with 1:24 left to go in the first. Howe took it at their own 25-yard line and had to punt. Nothing doing on offense tonight as they were missing a half of their starters on offense, it appeared, and their center was snapping it left-handed because he has a torn tendon in his right hand. Mineola took it at the 46-yard line, needed only 2 plays to score. Drops back 3 steps, hammers it down the field. It's going to be caught at the 35. Easy pickings. On the way for the score is going to be the slot receiver, Brady Schramm. 46 yards on the pass and catch, 2 plays, 46 yards on the drive, took 51 seconds off the clock. 27-0 our score at that point, 10:54 on the clock in the second quarter. They give it to Howe, who had one of their better drives of the first half, starting at their 17-yard line, and drove 8 plays before disaster took place. Drops back 3 steps, fires the screen out, it's intercepted. That's going to be Adam Blaylock running it back to the house. Jones is the only one close. And that was 80 yards on the interception return by Adam Blaylock that gave Mineola the 34-0 lead with 6:25 left to go before the second. Cooper Jones was intercepted on the next possession, again by Blaylock, and they took it to the half. Mineola only ran 10 plays on offense in the first half, scored on 4 of them. We move on over to the second half. Mineola took the ball first at their 48-yard line of Howe. They drove 6 plays, 52 yards, took 2 minutes and 2 seconds off the clock, and Pendergrass scored another touchdown. And a snap is back to give to Pendergrass, left tackle. He escapes through, and he does what he does so well. He splits the defenders on his way for an 18-yard touchdown. That made it 40-0 at that point with 9:56 remaining in the third quarter. Howe took it at their own 25-yard line and had to punt. Gave it back to Mineola at their own 45-yard line. They drove 6 plays, 55 yards, took 2 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock, and scored on an 11-yard run by Carson Davis. Snap back Moreland. Davis right side, trying to bounce it out, escapes one tackle. He's in the end zone. That made it 47-0 with 5:17 left to go in the third. Howe drove down 7 plays from the 24 all the way to the 45, but turned it over on downs. Gave it back to Mineola at their own 44-yard line. They drove it into the fourth quarter on a long possession. 8 plays, 46 yards, and it was capped off by a 30-yard field goal by Christian Martinez. Back on the tee, kick is up long enough, high enough, and it's good. Mineola's hit half 100. And that made it, half 100. 50-0 with 10:13 left to go in the game. Howe's next possession started at their own 25 and ended in a punt. Mineola took it at their own 30-yard line. Howe forced them on a turnover on downs after 10 plays on the drive. Howe took it at their own 44-yard line and instead of trying to kill the clock, they tried to put points on the board and came up empty. And that was your end of the football game. So here we are, and that's it. So what we said, one of our keys to the game, our final thought was to run the ball, kill the clock, get the heck out of East Texas. That's what we're going to do right now. For everyone who's been a part of this one, including Justin White, Blake Burnett, Carson Grogan, Jake Roberts, I'm Monty Walker. We will see you next week at home against Bonham. One more shot to break the 20-game losing streak.